Welcome to day 3 of the first edition of Virtual Poker League presented by #Poker, powered by Poker Sports League. Hello everyone, I am Himani Singh and I am elated, as you can see, to be a part of this revolutionary exhibition poker league for which the greatest poker minds have come together to play but not to win just for themselves, but to help many who needs support to achieve their dreams. This time, they all are playing to go all in for charity. So the top teams are not taking any prize money home but donating 10 lakh rupees to our charity partners, and they are United Way Chennai, Super School India and Ascot. Well, before I reveal what's in store for day 3, let me give you a quick update on what happened on day 2. And for that, once again, I have with me Raj and Sri Ram. Guys, how are you feeling today?
Pretty good. Energized, yeah?
Sri Ram?
Yeah, energized because the poker action was so superb today, and a great day of poker we had.
Yes, that's true. So guys, we saw a really interesting lineup in the third sit and go. We had two team owners of Poker Sports League, Sam for Deccan Aces and Jaideep from Gujarat Falcons. Well, two of the top women players, Minissha from Goa Nuts and Radhika from Chennai Troopers, and two pros, India's very best player of the year, Abhishek Goindi from Mumbai Anchors and young gun Anmol Mehta from Delhi's Hours. But I must say, it was another day where we saw women players ruling the table, right? What do you guys say?
I completely have to agree with you, and it's been the theme so far in all the sit and goes we've had today.
Yes.
The women have come through and they've shown the boys that they're not here to mess around.
They are here for real serious business. So anyway, there were so many hands that left most of us on the edge of our seats. Why don't we see the leaderboard while you guys spell out everyone's gameplay?
So the first player to bust out from this sit and go that we had.
A pro.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Complete pro, a crusher.
Yes.
Whatever you want to call him. Anmol Mehta, good friend of Raj. Raj, what do you think happened today?
Wait. Raj, I remember when we began this event, you vouched for Mumbai Anchors, and not to forget, by the way, you vouched for Delhi's Hours. Unfortunately, both the teams are not doing so well. So, Anmol Mehta from Delhi's Hours out on the 6th position. What's your take on that?
Well, Anmol got a handful from me during the exit interview, but it
Did
was,
he?
yes, he did. However, he did not make a mistake. I want to reiterate that. Poker is sometimes, you got to play with the best information you have in front of you and take the right answer. And that's what he did. He ran into a pretty solid hand. He had the best pair with a decent kicker, and he ran against the aces. So he was pretty short after that, and thereafter, the first flip he took, a major one, towards the end of his bust out was ace-king versus the kings. Not much that he could have done
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
What do you think, Sriram?
Yeah, not much he could have done, and he came with game. He showed us he's got game. He's been doing it year in and year out on the MTT circuit. Just not to be Anmol's day today, and unfortunate also for the Delhi Stars because they couldn't take any points from this sit and go too.
Anmol couldn't score any points for Delhi's Hours over there. So Raj and Shri, it's day 3. Let me ask you again, if you have to place your bets on a team today, what teams will it be?
I'm not falling for that. You go first.
I'm still sticking with the Mumbai Anchors.
Yeah?
I believe they have enough of skill and talent and experience, all three combined, to turn this around.
I remember Deccan Aces having the most experience, as you said, on the first day.
Yeah, in terms of the average player age and in life, yeah, the Deccan Aces do have the most experience. But if you see this lineup that the Mumbai Anchors have in terms of playing time on a poker felt, they've got it.
Okay, so Raj, let's hear it from you.
Well, now that I've been given a second lease of line, thank you very much. Well, Mumbai is faring better, but he's already taken Mumbai. So my preference would be Mumbai, and I would like to change to probably Deccan Aces, which he hasn't taken it. Because all those number of years, deeper levels, more hand play, 30 of them playing against each other, anything could happen.
Well, Raj and Shri, that we will find out tomorrow, that who is the final winner of this league. For now, let's get back to the next bust out player. And on that, we have Actually, it's quite a surprise because we have another pro who got busted on the 5th position, and that's Abhishek Goindi. And what's even more surprising is that he got busted by his own student, Sam Reddy. Did you guys expect anything like that to happen today?
Right, Abhishek Goindi, a very good friend of mine. I was trying to stay so neutral in the commentary booth when he was playing, but it just wasn't his day. He was card dead for most spots. Every time he tried to force the action, someone else picked up a legitimate hand, so he had to make the fold. He made all the right plays, wasn't to be. And in the end, in the hands of his own student, Sam Reddy getting it all in with threes. Abhishek was shot. He had ace-jack suited, has to call off. Wasn't to be.
Wasn't to be. And Raj?
You need to win a lot of these flips, especially when the blinds go up. So as he was saying, he was card dead A, so he couldn't chip up earlier. And when he did raise, he got 3-bet or 4-bet and he made the right folds. Perfect, pitch perfect play. Now, getting bust up from a student, I would say he taught them too well.
Yeah, well,
Silver lining.
Yes. Well, Raj, if you say so, let's look at it like a silver lining. But now moving on. Oh no, before we move on, let me tell you, Abhishek managed to earn 3,000 points for Mumbai Anchors. After that, we had two women who played fiercely. Adda 52 pro Minissha Lamba stayed calm throughout the evening. She even bluffed Sam Reddy out. But unfortunately for her, at 4th position, she got busted. So experts?
Minissha played great. Someone told me she's not been playing poker off late. She's been focusing more on some other activities. I think she's getting back into acting. But the way she played today, there was no rust at all in her game. She was in top form. Unfortunate that she was card dead at crucial moments, Raj. I know you'll agree with me on this. She was getting absolute garbage hands when she was in a sub 10 big blind stack. Nothing she could do.
I completely agree. I mean, she played some solid poker there, and Sam was opening pretty loose, and she actually bluffed him out of position. It was a solid hand. However, unfortunately, she got a series of 3-2 offsuit. She couldn't do much there. She doubled up with her fives, the most she could do, and then the cards just ran out.
Yeah, I think she picked up some crucial points though for her team. Coming in 4th, it could make a difference as the tournament moves on.
She did manage to secure 6,000 points for Going Nuts, and I think that's very important right now. Now throughout the 3rd match, we saw Sam Reddy from Deccan Aces and Jaideep from Gujarat Falcons locking horns against each other. Sam was really active. There was hardly any hand that he didn't play. And he was busted by Radhika Shankar from Chennai Troopers at the 3rd position. So experts?
Well, Sam and JD, they were at it from the get-go. They were playing another game. So if it was the two of them together, they were locking horns.
Yes.
Otherwise, they're playing normal poker with the other players. And as you said, they were so active. They would not let it go. Interesting poker though from them. Unfortunately, Radhika caught up and busted Sam.
She did. Sriram?
Yeah, I think Sam and JD, they have history. They've been at tournaments before where they've locked horns and actually gone at it. And that's exactly what we saw. And also what made it more interesting was that JD and Sam were seated right next to each other. So every time JD was in the small, Sam was in the big. That small blind, big blind dynamic was so beautiful to watch.
I totally agree. The small blind, big blind and the left side of the table in both the games were action-packed.
Sam Reddy did manage to score 9,000 points for Deccan Aces. One thing that I noticed is that Radhika Shankar was like an underdog today, right? And very quietly and swiftly, she kept moving upwards. She played so well and gathered 15,000 points for Chennai Troopers. I think that was quite a gameplay. Guys, what do you say about that?
I think Radhika played phenomenally well. Well, the boys were getting at it. She played a very evenly keeled game. And she hit the gas when she needed to. She slowed down when she needed to. And she found herself in the 2nd position. She would have shipped this if it weren't for the poker gods.
Yeah? Okay.
I'll have to agree with what he's saying. She came out with intent. You saw that she did 3-bet Sam Reddy from the big blind early on. Sam responded with a 4-bet. She made the right fold. And then in the end, heads up versus JD. She could have taken a 2-1 chip lead over him in the heads up battle. Her 10s not holding against the 5s. So brutal.
Well, hard luck there. But moving on, we are now going to talk about the winner of the third sit and go, JD from Gujarat Falcons. He played consistently and earned Gujarat Falcons 27,000 points. So guys, tell me something. Did you see him as the winner right from the beginning? Did you think that this match is going to be won by JD?
Well, JD started in a fairly loose, aggressive way. He was opening pretty often. So was Sam. So you could see the dynamic was very much tilted towards the left side of the table. He did pick up some chips in the beginning. It was anyone's game until somewhere in the middle. But I think JD ran very well. Like they say, fortune favors the brave.
Yes.
And we have our brave heart right here. And
As
there you
the
have it.
winner.
As the winner. But I have to say, yeah, there was a charm factor here. JD took his glasses off, and the moment he put them on, he was back in the game. And I've seen this phenomena with other players as well. Sam was running well with glasses. We saw Romit as well running well with the glasses. So there's something about that. I think the other players should tap into it.
Well, I think it worked as a lucky charm for JD right there.
JD was so cool and calm throughout. Everybody was sitting upright, really into the action, clicking their buttons. JD was sitting back, laid back, with the shades on, a more recliner type of feel. And he was trying to probe for information, making use of the feature where you have the feed of the other players.
Right.
Worked out in his favor, and always a fan favorite, JD Bhaiya. Great job he did there for the Gujarat Falcons.
I would like to say it was exactly like that, like a boss.
Like
Lean
a
back.
boss.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was under no pressure, played it very calmly, and we have a winner right there, JD. So after the intense third sit and go, we had an even more interesting fourth sit and go match. Now in the fourth match, we had two WSOP bracelet winners, Nikita from Mumbai Anchors and Abhinav Iyer from Goa Nuts. We also had two very prominent favorites in Anand Purohit from Deccan Aces and Sharad Rao from Chennai Troopers. That's not all. We even had two OGs, Zarwan Tamboli from Gujarat Falcons and Niharika from Delhi Zars. Well, here comes the leaderboard post-match fourth.
Yeah, Zarwan Tamboli busted out first in that sit and go.
Yes. Unfortunately.
And you know what? He's the kind of guy who's just going to roll with it. He played good poker, zero error poker. You know what we've gotten used to from Zarwan. He's just the kind of guy you can put your money on most days. Wasn't to be today. He couldn't take any points for the Gujarat Falcons.
Yeah, busted on the sixth position.
A crucial point where he had to face a shove against Sharad Rao.
Yep.
Sharad was married to King 10 and Zarwan had Ace Queen. He made the right snap call. He was even ahead. He hit either ace or a queen. He was ahead. However, Saudi hit a runner flush on the river.
Yeah, that was pretty sick for Zarwan, and that's the way he left the tourney.
Well, yes, that happened, and unfortunately, Zarwan couldn't score any points for his team. So the next player to leave the table was surprisingly Nikita. In the fifth position, she did manage to secure 3,000 points for Mumbai Anchors. Experts, did you guys expect this to happen?
I spoke to Nikita in the bust out interview, and she just felt that she was running a little bad today, and we could see it. We had access to her whole cards. Every time she tried to push the ante, she would have someone on her right. I think it was Iyer who was countering her aggression with his own aggression, and on the other side it was Sharad and Anand Purohit who were doing their own things there. And at one spot, she actually, for some reason, had a net beat. This is what we call a net beat in poker, where her internet bailed on her, and she had a spot where she could rejam with King 10 suited. She didn't take it because of the internet. Unfortunate for Nikita, but she picked up some points for Mumbai. She'll be a little hard done by the fact that both her and Goindi could only come in fifth today.
Yes, sadly.
I would like to add on, I think Iyer and Nikki have an history, they know each other, and Iyer was making the most of that. He was pushing Nikki around, he was re-raising, there was some verbal banter also that was happening, and initially they were all telling each other their true cards, then they weren't. So there was a lot of back and forth that was happening there. Interestingly, Nikki busted out. I would have loved to see her go deeper into the tournament because she was the life on the stream. She was the chirpy one cheering for herself. Go Mumbai.
Well, go Mumbai. Okay, so surprisingly, Anand Purohit busted at the 4th position, scoring 6,000 points for Deccan Aces. But do you really think that was enough for Deccan Aces?
I wanted Anand Purohit to run even deeper, and he had a great start. There was a spot where Niharika was short and she jammed, and he had ace queen. He tanked forever and just let it go. I remember having a word with him, and he is actually beating himself up about it. But that is poker. What can you do? Because he expected her to shove with a much stronger hand.
Yeah. Well, that's poker for you. Shri, do you have any?
Yeah, Anand Purohit, we know him as pro. He's got such a big fan following because he plays solid poker day in, day out. And he played the same way today too. Just one spot, maybe he's beating himself over, but nothing to worry about. We're going to see some great poker from him in the MTT. That's to come.
I'm quite sure about that. Okay, so moving on, Niharika Bindra, she held her ground strongly and busted at the 3rd position. Managed to score 9,000 points for Delhi Zars, and experts, please tell us your analysis on her performance.
Niharika prizes herself on bluff catching. And what happened here is she lost a good amount of a stack doing just that to Anand Purohit very early on in the tournament. I believe Anand had a king 6, there were 2 sixes on the board, he bet big, Niharika tanked and called. And after that, her hand just went up on her head. That, what did I do? And thereafter, she hung on actually. It was quite a cliffhanger. She hung on for quite a while, even got a double up. Unfortunately, the run was to the 3rd place. So be it.
There we have it.
Yeah,
Shri.
Niharika played great. I thought she was crippled early on in the sit and go. She was in a push-fold spot for long stretches and did beautifully well to actually make it to 3rd place. And the pressure was on Niharika because, as we know from the first 3 sit and goes, Delhi barely had any points. So she had a point to prove, and I think she's got them some good momentum that they can take into the next sit and go. And you know, in the next sit and go, we got Shanky, I believe, representing the Tsars, so anything can happen.
Well, the score that she managed to get for Delhi Zars is still bringing them back in the game. For now, moving on, like many, even I thought Abhinav is going to ship this match. But unfortunately again, busted Sharad Rao, managed to score 15,000 points for Goa Nuts. So his gameplay, let's discuss that.
Sharad had a very aggressive gameplay, even when he was deeper, and I had mentioned this earlier, how he was married to King 10, and it seemed to work for him. He shoved once on Zarwan, runner flush. He actually jumped in again with King 10, got lucky a couple of times. He even bust Anand Purohit. So he was gathering from the other end of the table, whereas Iyer was gathering from the other end of the table. And the board met, and it was quite a showdown. Action-packed, absolutely. And then they had a killer hand, wherein on the turn, Iyer was ahead with a lower straight. And on the river, Saudi makes a higher straight. And very control play there, very mature. Saudi just called. He did not raise because there was a higher straight available over there. Very mature play. It was anyone's game, and Saudi ran well. Hashtag run like Saudi.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, Iyer played some great poker, and anyone watching could have seen that he has great control over the game. His command over the game is such that he can make a move at any time, and you can be absolutely clueless as to what to do. He was chip leader for large parts of play, and in the end, in heads up, lost out to Sharad.
Did you guys expect that to happen though?
Well, it is poker. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, I can't say that I would be too surprised by Sharad taking it down in heads up.
So what happens is in heads up, the strategy totally changes. They call wider,
Right.
right? So it can be anyone's game. The stacks shift more often they do when you're 3-handed or 4-handed. And that is how it turned out.
Well, and with that, we have a winner. By shipping the 4th match, Sharad Rao gathered 27,000 points for Chennai Troopers. And with that, boys and girls, that was the end of day 2. This is where each team stands.
Right, so the Chennai Troopers, my dark horse, they're in the firm lead. They've got 78,000 points. Sharad Rao played great today.
Yes.
There were some spots he took there that was super aggressive, and it got him the chips his way. I remember he jammed, there was a button open, I believe it was Nikki who opened, and Sharad Rao had pocket sixes with like 35, 40 bigs, and he got them in, and Nikki had to just let go, and he was playing aggressive, combination of playing aggressive and running good, and he was confident, I thought, in his play, Sharad Rao. So the Chennai Troopers in the lead with 78,000 points, beg your pardon. Deccan Aces in second. So I've been speaking to a couple of players from the Deccan Aces, and they are saying they have no pressure on them.
Well,
no pressure on them. They said a lot of people discounted them from actually taking this to, the finish line with the trophy in their hand.
I think that's where the experience that you've been talking about.
I think it's showing through in the early stages of this VPL. So the Deccan Aces are in second, and in third we have the Gujarat Falcons. So Gujarat Falcons also primed to make the move. They've got some heavy hitters. Romit Advani leading that group. Everybody in the Gujarat Falcons have only nice things to say about the leadership of Romit Advani. So they've got 48,000 points in third. The Goan Nuts are in fourth. And Raj, what do you think about the play by the Goan Nuts so far?
Well, it's Goa, Delhi, Mumbai. You guys seem to write them off. Don't forget, the MTT is ahead, and that's where a lot of the points are gonna come. This whole thing can actually be turned upside down again. So I know Mumbai is at the bottom, and then obviously Goa and Delhi also towards the bottom, but do not discount them yet. I think we will be in for a world of change very soon.
In MTT? Well, we'll find out. Okay, so the action is now going to continue in day 3 as we are about to start 5th and the final sit and go match. But don't forget, after the 5th sit and go, we are going to have the much awaited second event, and that is the MTT. As you said, that's the big one where all 30 players are going to play. Before that, here is the lineup for the 5th match. On seat number 1, we have Nishant Sharma from Mumbai Anchors. On seat number 2, we have Arsh Grover from Goa Nuts. Next, on seat number 3, we have Gaurav Sood from Chennai Troopers. On seat number 4, we have Shashank Jain from Delhi Zars. On seat number 5, we have Kunal Patni from Deccan Aces. And finally, on seat number 6, we have Ram Kakkar from Gujarat Falcons. Let's hear your analysis, experts, on this lineup.
Wow, seat number 1, Nishant, dodging bullets. That's the handle he plays under. He has a world of experience. He also has been the Indian who's ran the deepest in the WSOP main event.
Yeah.
So I am expecting fireworks from him.
Big one then.
Big one. And I have played a couple of tournaments online with him.
Yeah.
He fights for each spot no matter at what stage of the tournament you're at. So I'm expecting some good results from him.
Sri, what is your take on that?
I think this 5th sit and go, seat 1, crusher. Seat 2, crusher. Seat 3, crusher. Seat 4, crusher. 5, crusher. 6, crusher. These guys are all crushers. And we spoke about this before. The event is for charity. Everybody here is out to play good poker. We've seen that in the first 4 sit and goes. And I think this 5th sit and go is going to just prove to everybody else that there's more to play for. And wow, I can't wait for it. Arsh Grover, where can I start? I have actually spent a lot of time sitting with Arsh Grover and actually watching him play. I was actually playing next to him, and then I just stopped playing to just see what Arsh was doing. He's got great control over the game. He can run through any field on his day.
Yeah, and someone told me that he's like the 40 big blind expert, and that is the stage of a tournament you spend most time. And he's been shipping it online a lot, and I would expect him to be in the top 10. I know I'm not going to make any predictions, but I mean, in the MTT, I was going to make more MTT predictions, but I fear that he will do well.
Right, and in seat 3, with a nice lead, is the man who's coming in for the Chennai Troopers, Gaurav Sood.
Crushing Factory.
Wow, we spoke about this before. Poker is a game where you can't be on top for more than 2 consecutive days or even 1 week at the most. This guy has been at the top of the leaderboard for 23 weeks in a row.
Wow.
It's 23 weeks.
That's huge.
Massive.
Yes.
Unheard
That's
of.
Unheard of. And one of the reasons he's been able to do this is he's always willing to learn more. he's always willing to change with the game. So Gaurav Sood in seat number 3 for the Chennai Troopers. I think their lead is in safe hands.
I agree to that. Moving on, we have
Seat 4, Shanky. Shanky started playing poker, I think, at least 13, 14 years back. He came into the circuit as an 18-year-old, if I'm not wrong, and he's played games at all stakes. He's been in the most high-pressure moments at, so many stages of his life. He's going to play pressure-free, and he's got a point to prove too, because the SARs really need some points.
They definitely
and they
could
have a
do with
great
some
player
points. Yes.
in Shashank Jain to play that 5th sit and go.
And in seat 5, we have Kunal Patni for the Deccan Aces. He's been playing consistent poker for a while, and not to forget, he was the first Indian player to be taken as a poker side ambassador. And the story didn't start there. He just went on and on and on, giving consistent results.
Right, Kunal Patni, not just is he a great player, he comes into this virtual poker league in some hot form. He's been on a heater, he's been tearing it up in the MTT tables online from what I hear. It's going to be great.
Looking forward to that. Next up, we have
Seat number 6, Ram Kakkar or Lag Lawyer, isn't that right?
Oh, chills. For someone who is on that website and plays against Lag Lawyer, he was actually leading the recent incoup. We had the leaderboard, and players who have played against him remember that name online.
Yeah, there's a reason they remember that name, and there's a reason he calls himself the Lag Lawyer. He can switch from a tag style of play to a lag style of play in a click of a button.
That's quite a skill.
Yeah, great skill to have, just to change gears when the opponent least expects it.
Yes.
Gujarat Falcons have a great player in Ram Kakkar to represent them in this 5th sit and go.
Now that we have the experts' analysis, let's get to the action of the 5th sit and go match. So guys, what do you say? Let's go!
All in for charity.
10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4.
3,
2.
1.
Shuffle up and deal.
A very good afternoon to everyone in the poker world and all our viewers. This is day 3 of the first ever Virtual Poker League, a historic event in the making. And I'm Sriram Chakravarti Sridhar, and I'm going to be in the booth joined by the legendary Sam Razavi, all the way from the UK. Hey Sam, how's it going?
Well, it's good morning for me. Lucky you guys get to start commentary in the afternoon. But yeah, it's great to be here for day 3 and looking forward to the action coming ahead.
Right, we got a stacked lineup for this final sit and go, match 5. All these 6 players, Sam, on this particular event, I can't even say it. I think they have millions and millions of cashes amongst themselves in online MTTs and live events. They're so comfortable playing all formats of the game. All crushers. We've got Nishant Sharma in seat 1, Arsh Grover in seat 2, Gaurav Sood in seat 3, Shashank Jain in seat 4, Kunal Patni, seat 5, and rounding it off with Ram Kakkar in seat 6. Anything specific you have on any of these guys, Sam?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to be sat at a poker table with them, that's for sure. Yeah, I've played a lot with Kunal, especially over the years during the APT days. Obviously, we've got some really strong players at the table. It'll be interesting to see, though, especially with Shashank Jain and Nishant Sharma, very used to establishing themselves as the table boss.
Right.
They go in perhaps slightly handicapped by being in last and second to last spot. So I think we might see them actually approach with a sort of tighter play, trying to tight solid play to try and lock up some points for their team as we go into the final MTT of the evening before the final tomorrow.
Right. One of the or two of the names that have been the talk of the town for the last season or two is one, Arsh Grover for the Goan Nuts, and 2, Gaurav Sood of the Chennai Troopers. These guys are young and they've got some serious game. Really looking forward to see them play.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. Again, quite a nice mix of live experience. I mean, everyone's got the online experience, but I think there's some players that have more live experience than online, and vice versa. So it should be a good mix.
This was the first hand.
Right. So I think the action has begun, Sam.
they do
I hope
that,
you're seeing it on your screen too, and viewers, I hope you can see it on your screens too.
Sometimes you lose an extra big blind.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you go all in, I think something is always left behind. So don't worry about that.
And don't leave your chair after you go over there.
Right, we got Nishant Sharma who's in the cutoff, opening it up with Queen Jack off. Ash Grover on the button, 9-10 of clubs. Wow, there we go.
Yeah, here we go. That was full bet.
Well, that might set the tone.
Everyone's smiling. Nishant smiling, Arsh is smiling, Kunal saying, here we go. I think the tone has been set, you are right, Sam. And guess what? If Arsh hadn't gotten on the action, I have a feeling Gaurav Sood with King Jack off would have gone for something there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. There was 3 really playable hands there. Queen Jack, 9-10 suited, King Jack.
Right, Nishant Sharma has decided early on, I think he's not going to be open folding to the first 3-bet of the evening.
Yeah, I thought he might approach it a bit tighter, but it looks like he's going in all guns blazing.
On the top right.
It's probably a glitch.
Yeah. It's 100-200. It's 100-200 for sure.
Right now it's 300, right?
50-100, yeah.
Continuation bet does come in. 700 is the bet from Arsh Grover.
It'd be crazy if it moves from 50-100 to 200.
Right, for those of you who've just tuned in, this
So that'll
sit
be
and go,
epic. This will end in like 25 minutes.
final of the 5 sit and goes. Everybody with starting stacks of 30,000. Blind levels will go up every 12 minutes. And the starting level is at 50, 100. So each of these players is 150 big blinds deep.
I made 2,000, bro. I don't know. I don't know
300
why
bids deep.
it came out as 1,400. I made 2,000.
But did we see Nishant Sharma play that from out of position and take it down, Sam?
I think we
Yep, he opened, flat called a 3-bet pre-flop, then he check raised on the flop with Queen High and took it down.
Here we go.
And
This is going to be a great table to watch.
Seat preference, no?
Sam, I'm not going to put you in the spot just yet,
I think
No,
you
no,
can.
no, you can't.
and I'm also not going to pick anybody because I put the
Asking
curse
for
on
too much
Zarwan
shade
yesterday.
now, bro.
I picked him and he busted out in like 2 hands later. He was the victim of a 6 suck out. So I'm not saying anything today.
Let's see how the action progresses,
He's
and then we
like
can put our bets out
too
for
much
that.
Wrong,
Maybe
wrong time to end this game.
Right, Nishant Sharma in on the action again. He's seeing a flop, 8-8 jack, 2 spades. He's got ace 4 of diamonds. Going to be in position this time. Checks behind.
Yeah, fairly nothing for anyone here. No reason for anyone to bet, I guess. And that's a particularly good card for Nishant if he wants to bluff catch with the ace high. But yeah, I guess it's going to go check.
So right, so the chat's already gone crazy, Sam. One of my best mates, Chirag Soda, is in the stream. He's the first one, and he's railing for Gaurav Sood. He's railing pretty hard, and I have to give him a big shout out because he's responsible for my wardrobe. He's the guy who gave me the trousers that I'm wearing.
Oh.
He's been responsible for my wardrobe for a while. And Chigi, man, we really miss you. This it would have been great if you would have been a part of this. And
1,300 किया मैंने, अब क्या आएगा मालूम नहीं.
and Kunal Patni actually was in the comments too, just before the action started, saying let's go Deccan Aces. So he was cheering for himself, and Dirty responded to his comment saying, you can't cheer for yourself, man. What's happening here?
Yeah, I mean that's just narcissism on another level, isn't it?
It's not allowed. We've got Chintan Joshi. Thanks so much for tuning in, and Kachnar Sinha. Mayank Juneja, very good friend of mine, is also in the chat. He's active, MJ999 as he's known.
it's
Nice to
Reddy.
see you, Mayank, in the stream. What's happening on the table? We're back with Nishant Sharma picking up pocket tens.
Yeah. This could work to his advantage, although the players haven't yet seen the
Nishant,
whole
4-bet,
cards
5-bet call
based on the delay, but
Yeah,
Nishant's
good
really
signal
come
on
out
green
for the
ticket.
gates firing, so Ram might level himself here, but no, he lets it go and chuckles all round.
Running out. Yes, 9 off. What?
Shanky out there doing soul rings.
Wow. So here's the thing. This could be the point of inflection for the Mumbai and Delhi team. Sam, both very solid players representing them in this final sit and go with Nishant Sharma and Shanky. And Nishant Sharma showing us, in the early stages of the sit and go.
I'm
that
actually a little
wins
confused
business.
on how to play right now because I'm not used to Gaurav Sood and Shanky folding 4 hands in a row.
We've ran some contests yesterday, viewers. Those of you who are part of the stream, the fourth match, the fourth sit and go, and I have the names of the contest winners. The first contest that we ran, the question was who will bust first. The answer was Zarwan Tamboli from that fourth sit and go, and the winner is Kachnar Sinha. So Kachnar Sinha, I see you in the stream, in the chat. Congratulations. I think you're going to get some goodies coming your way. You're the winner of that first contest we ran in the fourth sit and go. And the second contest we ran was to name the top 2 players of that fourth sit and go. The answers, of course, as we know now, was Sharad Rao and Abhinav Iyer. And the winner of that contest is Deepak Dhage. I hope I'm saying the names right. Kachnar Sinha and Deepak Dhage, the winners of the contest from match 4 of the event 1 of this virtual poker league. Queens for Arsh Grover, and Kunal Patni's opened the action under the gun with pocket threes.
Yeah, something's telling me there's going to be big action.
See, Arsh is not
start
making
to
it easy
finish
for
with
us
this
also.
sit and go.
3-bet 2 hands out of 5, man.
There we go. Kunal Patni does make the call. It's not going to open raise and fold there to the great board for Arch Grover. He's in position. Patni checks over to him.
Yeah, Shanky's got on his shades now, right?
He's just got them on. And Raj was speaking about this yesterday, where we had JD Bhaiya shipping it in that sit and go. There was a few moments there where he didn't have his shades on, and he was losing a few chips. Then he got his shades back on, and then he tore apart the table. So Shanky is going for the shades. Arsh has gone for the bandana. Arsh is a huge fan of the hip hop scene coming out of Toronto and the northeast of North America. So, so he's going to be grooving. Yeah. I'm sure he's got some beats flowing somewhere there. We can't see, but Arsh Grover loves his hip hop.
Yeah, I was looking at that bandana. It looks like Louis Vuitton. I don't know. Maybe it's my screen's a bit too small, but
It's funny, but everybody's screen
pretty
disappeared
cool.
from me for a second.
Right.
Yours are disappearing. Mine.
Finally, we have Gaurav Sood involved in a hand. We had Kunal Patni saying he's not used to seeing Gaurav Sood fold 4 hands in a row. So he's not disappointed on the 5th one. He's got straight in it, and he takes that down. So Gaurav Sood taking down his first pot in this sit and go.
Damn, I've become short stack, man.
Nice.
Lost
Ram with a monster in the big blind.
8% of your stack.
Shanky on with the sunglasses.
You.
$900, huh?
There we go. I think no one's
Kakkar
folding
is
to a
too sweet.
3-bet on
He's
this
calling
table.
out his bets also.
अरे बाद में बोलोगे ऑल इन क्यों कर दिया 2000 के पॉट में ऑल इन क्यों कर दिया
I think even like if you raise, अगर तुम 3x करो या फिर 2x करो, if you do in between like कौन से भी lower side पे या upper side पे जा सकते हो. Because against us, I made.
Hey, the lines have actually gone to 200, 400.
They need to like fix this, man.
Wasn't there a level in between?
Yeah, there is. They need to fix that.
100 to 100 is there usually.
No, but was it there in the actual schedule?
Yeah, yesterday it was there.
This
I saw one
is
of the-
interesting
Every
right now.
stream it was there.
What the players are confused about is the levels have gone up by a little more than they expected. Everyone's not so deep anymore. Blinds are at 200, 400. So, but that being said, these guys can adjust on the fly. Here we go, Shanky. Shanky is just coming with the 3-bet with King Queen off after Arsh has opened the action under the gun with Ace-10 off.
Descent.
Roy DC,
Yeah,
DC'd
I like the
again
stakes going up anyway. More action.
for a second.
It's there we go. So Shanky gets the job done with his
They should
3-bet.
fix this, man.
He picks up a pot, and the stream is going absolutely crazy. Chintan Joshi again reiterating the fact that everyone on this table is a crusher. Smita Agarwala, the winner of the first Sit and Go Sam from day one, she's in the stream. Hey Smita, nice to have you here. And she's
Hello.
and the Deccan Aces. I spoke to some of them yesterday. I spoke to Anand Purohit and Sam Reddy. Both played great poker. They have no pressure. They're playing pressure-free poker and they're going for the trophy. And Smita is here in the chat saying, "Go Kunal Patni, bring the trophy home." Could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, KP definitely a strong contender for this one. Tight, solid. Yeah.
And he's been in some great form too over the last few months. He's absolutely been on a tear. Here we go. Shanky picks up Anna Kournikova under the gun. Standard open.
Yeah, I can't see much happening here. Even the 6-3 may not even defend.
Yeah, even Gaurav Sood deciding not to defend must have been pretty much garbage. Ram Kakkar of the Gujarat Falcons, actually a very, very tricky player. He's people have got used to his loose aggressive style of play, and they know he's loose aggressive, but they still can't adjust to what he's doing on the table. And he's got like some great cashes in the online MTT circuit. There's a reason why the Gujarat Falcons have Ram in their lineup.
Yeah, well, it's great if you can have someone that's hard to pin down and unpredictable. It really makes for a tough opponent.
Gaurav Sood is in the small. The action's folded to him. He's got 9-6 off. Shanky in the big with King Queen off. This very interesting here.
Guys, you got disconnected or what?
Sood in the small and Shanky
Did you
in the
sleep?
big.
Did you sleep?
We know both of them are very, very busy players. I want to see how Sood approaches his small to big play versus Shanky.
I would have liked to perhaps open for 3x and, well, I mean, slow playing this monster now, I guess. This is gin flop, really, for Sood, other than actually hitting a pair.
Here we go. Shanky fires the continuation. He's gone a third pot. Sood is perfectly priced
I
in
have
to
put
just be
myself on
calling.
mute
What do
right
you
now.
think he
I
should
think
be
there
doing,
is
Sam?
somebody else's background,
He
somebody's
can
talking
call,
in
he
the
can
background.
just legitimately raise, and that's exactly the amount I was going to say, up to around 2,400. No, he's got tons of equity, even if he has to put a lot more money into the spot. And I don't really see Shashank continuing I mean, he might want to click it back. It's kind of too early and too deep for those sorts of shenanigans. So, yeah, nice.
Gaurav Sood, one of the nicest kids I've seen, in life. He's got evil intentions only on the poker felts. Outside of that, he's such a nice guy. He was part of the Punjab team from the previous season of the PSL. The Punjab team actually had some great players. They had a great team. They had Gaurav Sood. They had another great pro in Pawan Bansal, Abhishek Goindi, and also I believe another very good player, young player, Ankit Wadhawan. It's just that they ran pretty bad in that season of the PSL. So Gaurav Sood is here with a point to prove.
Yeah.
And the best part is the Chennai team thus far has been doing so good. They've given him a great spot to come and take over this final sit and go. They're in the lead, as we know, the Chennai team with 78,000 points as of now, and closely behind them the Deccan Aces with 51,000 and the Gujarat Falcons in third with 48,000 points.
Yeah, I was going to say that's another advantage Gaurav has coming into this game, because it gives him that extra to play around when he's not pressured by the need to really perform. So yeah, and it also helps getting hands like Ace Queen suited. That's for sure.
Yeah, Ace Queen suited in the cutoff. He's opened it up, but Ram Kakar with a very playable hand in the big blind. 9 Jack suited. Only problem for him is he's dominated and his suits too.
Yeah, so well.
There was a glitch. The first level
lucky
wasn't
for
supposed
Ram,
to
he
be
didn't hit
50, 100. It was supposed to be 100
but
to
it's going to be
100.
interesting to see
So the
how
second
he
level
continues
is
with no
Damn,
pair and just the
my
back
number got wasted.
draws here.
No, but it suddenly feels so weird, right? From 50, 100, you've gone to 200 to 100.
Maybe I would have played some hands which I didn't.
Yeah, I feel so poor.
I thought it's like 300 bigs. I can't play these hands. 150 bigs maybe.
I should have 4-bet at that time when he 3-bet me.
Bro, I wish, because we're not in the same team like we were discussing. This is not that scenario. So we could have got it at 600 bigs.
Right, what do we have here, Sam? A paired board, 10-10 deuce, 8 rolling out on the turn, Ram's out of position. Decided not to stab at that from out of position, and it's gone check on the turn.
Yeah, I reckon, of course, Gaurav probably knows that Ram has nothing on the flop. It's quite a standard check float, and this is to be honest, a fairly easy call on the end if Ram decides, well, the only way he can win the hand really is by bluffing, and he knows that. So he goes to the check. No need to bet again with the Ace Queen high, and yeah, I think if you're going to float the flop with the Jack 9 there, and when you pick up the up and down on the turn, it's sometimes good to take the initiative and lead out, but you took the more conservative route, which is also, I guess, also fine.
Yeah, I think it's probably that stage of the sit and go where right now Rams is in no need of taking any unnecessarily aggressive routes, especially versus a player like Gaurav Sood, who's in position on him. So
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
both the ways, like you mentioned, Sam, to be probably leading out when he picks up the up and down, as well as checking back and going down to a showdown is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
The good thing for Ram though is Sood also checking back on that river. So and everyone's seen he's had a legitimate hand, so now it gets more interesting for everybody else when Sood opens the next time.
Yeah. I mean, they get to see what Sood was playing with. I guess, do they also get to see what Ram was playing? Is it both hands that both?
I have a feeling they get to see.
Cards face up.
Yeah, I have a feeling when it goes to showdown, both players reveal their cards.
So they also know that Ram's floating with Jack high.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty standard anyway. But
yeah, pretty standard. Here we go. Kunal is involved in a hand with Shanky. Actions on Shanky. picked up some equity with the deuce of spade coming out on that turn, and he might lead this turn. And here we go.
Yeah, I mean, Kunal's a clever player. He might even sniff this out. He's probably thinking, if I do call this, am I prepared to call another 10 or 12,000 on the river? But I can see KP making a call. I can also understand the fold. And yeah, aggression wins the day.
Yeah, I think it came down to that, Sam. You are right. If he was probably prepared to assume his fives were good on that turn, can he make the call in case Shanky does bomb the river? Well, the answer, of course, was no, and Putney makes the. I think it's the right fold in the long run.
Yeah.
इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है भाई?
Intense game.
Yeah.
Everyone started, I think, except Shanky and Nishan.
And it's not
I
in
think
the.
that's why.
It's intense, Sam. These guys, there's this calm. There was a calm in the middle. Putney broke the calm by saying, "Why is there so much silence on this table?" And Shanky just went. It's intense. It is intense. I think, this fifth and final sit and go is wow. This lineup is stacked. So many people are going to be tuning into the stream. Anybody who wants to pick up a thing or two about what to do in in-game situations, it's a great opportunity to see the stream and pick up on things that the top players in the country are doing right now.
It's definitely a great learning opportunity for any level you're at. Really, it's always good to observe and watch and break down hands and sometimes look at it from a different perspective, because I'm sure there are 100 different ways we can play all these hands. So.
Right. That being said, Sam, we'll put the viewers in a spot. It's super hard to pick, but the question is, who do you guys think will bust first from this fifth and final sit and go? Very, very tough to pick. I'm sure.
I guess you guys will know in the next break.
Like I said, I'm not saying anything. I don't think Sam's saying anything too.
Yeah, I was going to say the dealer, but the dealer's not there. So
the dealer's bounced from the scene. He said, "I don't want to be a part of this event. I can't pick anything. There's too many crushes around me, too many sickos. I'm just leaving. We'll leave it to the RNG."
Yeah, I'm at a loss really.
What's the level now? Now it's 2-4 with ante. Or is it 3? Because it shows next level is 3-6.
Do you have any proofs?
Has that gone check?
I think next
on the
level
flop,
is 3-6. After that is 3-6 and
Yeah.
So the level after that.
We just played a
So
level of 200,
Nishan
200. So this is the third level now. So what level is this?
Shanky's defended the big.
Yeah.
This is probably going to get the job done.
Right. I'm
I think
guessing
like
Nishant
इस
was
level
hoping
में
it would go to a
antes
cheap
introduce
showdown and
me
he would
and
show
then
his
it
threes
will
off.
go forward from here.
Yeah. And
it
that's
should-
unfortunately not what happened.
कहीं लिखा हुआ आता कि what? No, now 3-6 दिखा रहा है भाई. अच्छा, next level is 3-6 with ante, I guess.
हो गया.
Yeah, next level is again 3-6 with ante.
पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं.
Pocket threes for Harsh Grover and pocket kings for Ram Kakkar. Here we go.
I can smell the danger 3 for some reason on this one.
Come on, Sam. It's too early in the day to do this.
No, it's not changing. It's been the same. I just wasn't
one
sure
bluff of the day.
because next level is also 3-6. So I was just
Well,
confused. Next level is with ante.
No sick 3 on the flop for Ram Kakkar. Great board for him. 1200 is the bet, just under a third of the pot. Let's see if Putney is in that hand too. With 3-6 off, he decides to let go on the flop, and Ram Kakkar picks up a hand. No one really going out of line thus far, but at the same time, no one backing down from another player. That's been very evident in the early part of this sit and go.
Yeah, for sure. I think you've got players that are very aware of ranges, very aware of the other players at the table, and yeah, it all makes it's all going to make for a great battle all the way to the finish line.
King Queen off, Nishant Sharma. He's back in the action. And 6-8 suited for both
You're not
Shanky
grinding
and
on
Ram.
GG nowadays.
Not the last month or so. I don't think. I was the entire WSOP and before that the circuit and other events.
Yeah.
Bro, just we didn't get to travel this year as well. Just been a little burnt out with the 18-hour grind.
Yeah.
So finally.
I know. And with GG, like times can get very erratic as well. So
Exactly. Like I remember the days I was playing, I wouldn't like stop playing like if I'm starting. You know, like I started in the evening and I'll play till like 9, 10, 11 in the morning. Like because you have tournaments, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can just keep raging till like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get back. I'll get back into that zone, but yeah, need to just take it easy for a bit.
Yeah, for sure. There you go.
Need a vacation, bro.
Yeah.
How cute.
What do you have? 8-5.
Same man. Same
Same
States
one.
and club. आपका
Same
club
man.
So Shanky and Ram chopping the pot there. Pocket tens for Ram in the very next hand. In the
Dude, when
small.
you're going on a vacation, remember, and at that point of time, at least give
Yeah,
me the
no
address
wonder
of the mandir.
Shashank's-
I've been asking
Nah,
all the time. Yeah, vacation.
Yeah.
For all the guys who are watching, I've been asking Sood for the address of the mandir that he goes to before his MTT grind, and he hasn't been giving it to me.
God of Sooth opening up the action with deuces. Shanky comes along with Queen Jack suited. Ram Kakkar
Trying to go around 55.
with the tens.
आ गया.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess we're going to see a
Guys, let me at least win
Ladies
one
on the
hand,
higher
please.
end.
I haven't won a single hand till now. First step by step, एक hand पहले जीतना.
Nice one. Folded ace jack suited.
Flip था. Tens.
I didn't have ace jack suited.
Sam, I think finally one of the poker players we
I would have
have
folded, I'm saying. I mean,
on air did lie. Shanky saying he
Really?
had ace jack in that
Yeah.
hand.
in this spot.
in the
Is it
in
the-
the hand he just folded now.
Yeah,
Or-
when he had Queen Jack suited, he said he had ace jack. I wonder if that's called a semi bluff in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather admit to calling a raise pre-flop with Queen Jack suited than Ace Jack. That's for sure. So I don't know.
Sam, after this hand, I'm going to ask you one of the. I'm going to ask, inform you. I've got a message for you from one of our viewers.
Or can we either see the table or each other's faces?
It wants you to make a Goku voice.
No, I've got two different
Okay.
screens, right?
Yeah.
One screen is where I can
Is that a
see
Dragon
all the
Ball Z
six
character?
of us on the
So
table.
just open that tab in another window.
Yeah.
You in on that Dragon Ball Z, Sam? I have no idea about
Not
Dragon
really.
Ball Z.
I can definitely Goku. It is a character. I'm not sure how the voice goes, but if he hangs around, he or she hangs around until the break, I'll look at it and I shall commentate one hand in the style of Goku.
Yeah. Cyflops Poker, if you can hear us, just a little more, information on Goku, and Sam, I'm sure will oblige. He's He's got some playback abilities. Yesterday we heard his Bollywood skills coming through with his rendition of Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, and always so popular. I think. How many times have they made you sing that on stream, Sam?
Many. I think people are getting tired of it now. I think it's more of a, yeah, more of a comic relief than anything. So.
Right, right.
Marsh was backed into the best hand when he had the worst. 5-5 turn and river.
Right, the action's on him. There we go, he got 600.
600 is intended, or?
It's just annoying.
Sorry, what did you say?
I was asking Ash if the intention was to bet 600 only.
यार अब तो कॉल करना पड़ेगा
4200 bet किया था bro. It went mid.
how much did you bet
That's what
42.
तभी पूछा मैं
Bro, as you reach it, like you're next to act. Like, how do I tell you what I did to bet once the bet is 600?
No, I know you won't say, but I was like trying to.
That was great. That was great. What happened just there, Sam?
Had an easy fold, but
Ash betting 600 on that river.
Bro, but
Ram
this
was
is tilting. Like, it didn't happen before this, and just randomly happened.
Ram was next to act, and he's asking him, was the intention of Harsh, was his actual intention to bet 600, and Harsh just went quiet. And Nishant Sharma on the other side going, I have to call this, it's only 600 to see the showdown.
Yeah.
And then Ram actually telling Harsh, he's probing for information, like, this is the spot, this is what we talked about, this is the value of the feed that we have from the players.
Yeah, absolutely.
see our software is better than you bro that bet has to be 600 instead of 40
I wasn't mad at it, but it's the only thing. Like, because it's happening on this software, it won't induce enough raises. Like if I do this, let's say it's the same hand or another, like on third, for example, when it bites it, it
I
induce a raise.
frozen, man.
Wait, how good of a hand do you have, bro?
yeah I think you're disconnected
Yeah, my screen is frozen like that.
I have a feeling
Can
Shanky's
you refresh?
Yeah, I'm
got
going
some
on it
internet
again.
issues. But that
How
being
did you know that he's disconnected?
said,
Because there's nothing which is giving.
it would be sick if actually Harsh bet in this
I'll
spot
I'll
and
take
Shanky would
max
get
time
timed
and
out.
then bet, alright?
Or even better, hit
It's
the opposite
come
king
back,
on
it's
the
come
end.
back, it's come
It's
back.
come. Shanky says it's come back and he's
All
immediately
good?
got his shades
Yeah.
on. Oh, here we go. Easy give up for Harsh. That was
Probably you were folding the flop also, right?
Yes, I was. Folding or check raising, but turn पे थोड़ा scenario वो हो गया. Dead सा.
If you check raise, you lose more, obviously. I had pretty much the nuts.
I had very beautiful backdoors.
Yeah, baby, first hand.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go. We got Kunal Patni winning his first hand of play in this sit and go. He's given us a clench fist, and he's got loads of support, loads of people rooting for the Deccan Aces and Kunal Patni in this one. Got some answers coming in for that question, Sam. We got one person saying it's going to be Arch Grover, but I think we've got just only one answer.
I still don't want to say.
I know. This lineup very difficult to say, and here we go. Gaurav Sood with the up and down draw and then over to the board.
KP may call. I mean, he's drawing to a gut shot to the third nut straight, so this card will keep this interesting because it keeps him in. Now picked up another 4 outs.
Right, he's picked up some equity on that. He's checked again.
Yeah, and especially if Gaurav actually had a hand that's not a draw and the 7 peels off on the river, it's so disguised he would simply not put him on that hand. Having said that, nearly a quarter of KP's tactical.
Wow, what a bet by Gaurav Sood, keeping the pressure on. You know, so many people knowing that they have that much equity on that flop
Are we
and
allowed to
the
rabbit and see the
turn
river?
not rolling out in their favor would have just checked back and, you know, hope to
Not yet.
realize some equity.
After
Not
this,
Gaurav
where
Sood.
have
Ooh,
we played?
sick bet. Sick bet. Went huge bet. Went huge on that, didn't he, Sam?
Yeah, that's power play.
Power play by Gaurav Sood. Shanky picks up ace queen suited to his left in the small buttoney with ace jack suited. 3-bet alert.
There could be some leveling going on here. I have a feeling it's going to go 3-bet and Shanky's going to pile in.
Yeah, the only problem for Putney is he can't call off the 4-bet from Shanky, can he?
He might have to. He's made it so big now. Well, 4, 6, 12.
Got about 25 bigs would be left. Here we go. Shanky with the 4-bet.
behind.
We've called that.
Also looks.
Can he 3-bet call off? What do you think, Sam? With ace jack suited in this spot, button
Call me,
versus
but
small.
Please,
Uh,
please call me.
Given the player that's shoving on you, maybe. I think he has to fold.
Shanky is asking for a call. He's saying, please call me.
That could be some reverse psychology going on.
Wow.
Have you, bro?
Shanky's telling him he has him. This is great spot, and I tell you what,
Solid fold.
solid fold. So many people knowing Shanky's image
Ace 10.
would have.
Yeah,
Better.
and not just knowing Shanky's image, it's also having the discipline when you've put in that big 3-bet to fold. So, yeah, really solid discipline fold by KP.
Wow, what a fold and what play by Shanky, you know. Two hands now, we saw some great play. The first one with God of Sood, going big on that turn, keeping the pressure on, double barreling that board. And then going open 3-bet, 4-bet fold. Oh, great fold by Putney. And again, Shanky is always in top form. I haven't seen Shanky ever play bad. I'm not sure
Yeah.
many people have seen him play bad poker.
Yeah, no, he really knows what he's doing. He's really solid, and this is something for everyone here.
Yeah.
Two gut shots, and the worst king has spiked the 9.
Everybody checking the flop, the turn, another 9.
Juicy. I think Nishant will come out with a half pot bet roughly. That's slightly over. It should be the end of it for Arsh, but I wonder if Shanky's going to get busy.
Everyone's out the way. Chat's going crazy. Dirty's all over the chat. Says Shanky doing the hanky panky. I love it.
Shanky doing a hanky panky.
Sad. And then he's going Shanky getting loosey goosey. I love it.
I keep telling them to not serve dirty beers before 6 o'clock in the evening, and they don't listen to me. It's like the gremlins, you know, they say don't feed them after midnight.
Right.
Don't give him a beer before 6 p.m. You're in
But
trouble.
hey, but I'm telling you what, Dirty's definitely not on that beer. He's following a strict exercise and diet. It's something else. It's something else. I'm going to find out what it is, though. It's about.
It's called the biggest bluff of his career. No, yeah, we did talk about that the other day. So yeah, I trust his. However, I've heard that whiskey's good, low in calories and gets the job done.
Yeah, gets the job done for sure. Gets the job done for sure. Wow, whiskey. Oof. Right, let's get back to the action. Shanky with Queen Jack off. He's under the gun and does get the raise in. Putney now with a sub 30 big blind stack. Sam, he is relatively the shortest end.
Yeah, I've seen Kunal play for many years, and I know he's very aware of playing all sorts of size stacks, and I think he'll be. Yeah, we'll see some solid play from now until he gets it in and either doubles or waves goodbye. So.
Right. Gaurav Sood has peeled from the big and he's got top pair on that ace-9-5 board. 2 clubs in there, no clubs in the hand of either player. Shanky with the continuation. Sood more than happy to just check call.
Yeah, it's a nice candidate for check call. But Shanky picking up, we know what he does when he picks up any sort of equity. We're probably going to see 4,400 maybe.
Yeah, that's a dream turn card for Shanky. There we go. 3,600 is the bet.
I don't think Gaurav will be folding this.
Does make the call.
And I think that's
the
an ugly card for Shanky.
Yeah,
it's probably
yeah, that's a card that that basically he can't even bluff Gaurav Sood out of the hand with the 5 pairing up on that river. Sood is just loving another check call here.
Yeah, I think Shashank will make a mistake if he tries to go heavy on this.
Yeah, he's going to check back. Is very well played by Shanky and Sood both. Checking back there is I think he figured out that there was no way Sood was going to lay it down. Well played by Sood. With that, they've traded places. Shanky is now is now given the chip lead over to Sood. Marginal change, nonetheless.
Yeah, and this is an awkward one for Sood here, when you're holding 9s in a small blind and KP on that sort of 29 odd big blind stack min opens under the gun. I don't know if this is a 3-bet or.
Well, we've got the answer. It is a 3-bet.
I guess KP's can't really peel here. I think this is.
Yeah, it's a brutal spot for KP.
I don't see him shoving.
Brutal spot for KP. He's got a hand that plays pretty well post flop. He's under the gun. He's open, but Gaurav Sood, wow, he's picked up a hand with. Some people might have just flatted and hoped to play post flop, but he's just gone for the 3-bet, and the sizing such that KP can't call off for sure.
Frustrating.
Frustrating. One of those hands, king queen, when you open from under the gun and the blinds 3-bet with those stack sizes in play, you've got to let go.
Absolutely, and if Gaurav folds here, we might see Shanky try to put in the. Okay, I thought I might put in the classic 3x raise.
How many bigs has he got here? Ace-9 off. This is a button open.
24 bigs.
24 bigs, yes.
I think, given everything and how we're not running great, I think I'd just pile in and say good luck to you. Let's try and change the.
Yeah, I think Putney is definitely thinking of putting on the pressure. There we go. This is interesting.
It's really interesting. I'm just wondering whether he's raise folding there. Maybe that's an option. Maybe that's why he's gone that big, because he's really showing Gaurav he's really not folding. But
yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Ash is going to be opening this. Sood is going to be licking his chops. Putney not picking up much on the small, and Ram Kakkar is on the big with 10-4 of hearts. I think he's going to get away from the action when he sees Gaurav getting it in.
Yeah. I think. Oh. That's interesting. I wonder if he was hoping Kunal might find a squeeze spot there.
This is what my friend and my main man Chirag Soda calls tricky tricksin. This is some tricky tricksin and some trappy trapsin. I picked that up from him. He loves trapping people himself, Chiggy, and God of Sood with some trappy trapsin. Ace 10 of diamonds, 7-8-4 board, and Arch Grover. I hope he's got his spidey sense on.
Wow, just immediate check. I mean, he might have some trickery up his sleeve.
Guys,
I think
you all are really
would be
serious,
good to
man.
check behind.
There's so much chatter going on in the stream yesterday and day before.
You gotta get us involved, bro.
I'm not getting cards only. I'm not getting anything to play, and every time I'm opening, you guys are 3-betting me and exploiting me. I'm making big folds.
A lot of aggressive players on this table.
Yeah.
Wow, what a dream
Add the
turn
TikTok
card
suggestion, na, KP,
for Arch
seriously.
Grover.
I need to win a hand to do any TikTok videos also, bro.
We let our player do the talking, so don't need to talk much, right?
That's why I need the TikTok, right?
This is for a little under a fourth of Arch Grover's stack.
Yeah, it's
Wow. God of Sood
it's annoying.
he's gone big on the turn when he basically didn't have an overpair to the board or even top pair. He's gone big on the board now when he's got an overpair.
Yeah, I think he was planning on doing some trappy play, but then once the board starts getting ugly like that,
Yeah, it's
lovely.
it got a bit too wet on that turn card, and I think Sood was more than happy to take it down there with his kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sometimes when you do employ that line of play where you're going to flat with a premium hand like queens, kings, aces, and you're playing in position, and you see the board run out like that. I don't know if there are too many players who will actually go for a smaller bet, a thinner bet on that turn. The right play, I think. Just take it down right there.
Someone writing in the chat,
Yeah,
just
reassessing
players just remember this
based on what,
cardinal rule, Shanky is always
textures and
bluffing.
boards and
Rishabh Junjunwala.
Oh my god.
You should have told me that before, man.
As if you didn't know that.
Easy call.
Actually, I read that exactly when Shanky 4-bet jammed on you. But then I was like, obviously I can't speak in the sense of the hand.
That team I had you. You had
I folded ace jack suited, man.
Yeah, I had you. You had ace queen suited.
So the truth came out, Sam. Shanky telling Putney he had him. Putney saying he had ace jack suited in that spot where he was 4-bet jammed upon. And Shanky, Putney telling Shanky he had ace jack suited, and Shanky saying he had ace queen suited. And the reason this thing came up again is because Gaurav Sood read in the comments somewhere that one of the viewers has posted that Shanky is always bluffing. Oh my God!
Always bluffing.
Here we go again. Someone's going again in the on the table. Shanky's always bluffing, and Shanky's going to fire a bet on this board for sure. There we go.
Too bad I don't have hand.
This bet sizing issue is a big problem, man. I need to bet 25%, 35% so many times. Can't do that.
Damn, we're down to like what, 4-8.
Right, the blinds
20
have gone up,
bigs.
Mr. Putney. It's 400, 800, which means you have
Easy, you know,
20
now.
bigs.
We don't have to stress about pot sizes. We can just get it in.
Yeah, all in a fold only. There's no opening now. Every time I open, you guys are 3-betting me. I'm jamming only.
Yeah, you know what? I think Arsh has definitely got some music going on
But
somewhere.
I shall take inspiration
I see
from
him bobbing
Jenny
his
Mehta,
head.
who was short stack yesterday and he came back to win it.
Right, small to big action. Arsh Grover versus Gaurav Sood. The Nuts versus the Troopers. Jack 3 of diamonds for
Even
Arsh
Romit
Grover.
for that
Was a
matter. I
great
think he was
board
short.
for him.
He's always short.
7-8. Top pair on the flop.
No, Romit in game 1 I think
But,
show में ही set लगा था pocket
not
eights से,
anymore.
तो stack बन गया
For
पता
Gaurav
नहीं.
Sood.
Against Tharia.
Could have been a nice check raise with the Jack 3, loads of
No, but I
equity,
meant Romit
and
is always
Arsh Grover
short.
Played it quite.
Oh, like
Inside joke.
Can't see him folding for this bet.
Most of us got it, but
He didn't. That's why I was telling him.
my bad. Especially after I read that salt and pepper wala joke के बाद your
Yeah.
There we go. We called it Sam.
So we have this thing where we keep, like, they keep going on and on about my age. We keep going on and on about Romit's height. And Maddie Madhav Gupta's weight.
What he's
And Dirty's
representing
weight.
now,
So it's like a
I'm not
common
quite sure.
joke between us
So-
all the time.
Garav's probably seen through that. And
Gaurav making the call.
yeah, the only hand you can legitimately put Arsh on is a 9 with the flush draw, but this is going to go check.
Let's go. This is getting super interesting. Some great cat and mouse post flop. Arch is
Nice
still,
hand, bro.
Arch is still bobbing his head.
Thank you.
And slowly but surely, Gaurav Sood, holding on to that chip lead and extending it as well. Arsh Grover right now, Sam, is the shortest stack. And he
Yeah,
picks
but
up
he's got some
queens.
help here.
Yeah, he's got some help. Nishant Sharma opening with King Jack off.
I think this is a great spot for a shove. Looks like you're slightly tilted. You know, it's still only 13 bigs.
Right.
But yeah, he's not going to get action, which is a shame. But
He'll be more than happy to pick up some dead money.
yeah, better than being called and losing.
Right. Ace 4 suited for Nishant Sharma. He could be opening this more often than not. Standard open. Arsh Grover and Gaurav Sood, both with trashy hands, get out the way. Shanky with King Jack off. Can't keep him away from the action.
Yeah, I wonder if if he's defended the queen, well, called the queen jack before from this sort of position. Oh, it's interesting. On the button, I would have expected to see a call or a free bet based on previous action, but correct fold anyway.
Actually, considering the fact that Patni is pretty short, Nishant is opening from under the gun. Shanky
Yeah.
definitely has got some reasons there for folding too.
Yeah, and Nishant picking up exactly the same hand.
Yeah, he's picked
right?
up. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's got the same hand. You're right, Sam. He's 4 of diamonds. He's on the big blind this time. Shanky opens it up this time. He's had enough folding. Kunal Patni with 7-10 of diamonds. Not going to want to be a part of that action. Ram Kakkar has been quiet for a while. He's been pretty card dead actually last couple of orbits.
Yeah, he hasn't picked up anything, has he? That might serve him well in the hunt for points.
Right. Nishant peels off from the big. Doesn't catch a piece of that board. Shanky though with middle pair. He went for this. He went for absolutely the same sizing in the previous occasion too, when he was c-betting, when Arsh was in the hand and he had an under pair to the board. So he's gone with the same sizing again. Gets the job done when check bet fold.
Nicely done.
Ram Kakkar continues to be card dead. He's got deuce 4 off. Nishant Sharma's in the small with 8-9 off. I don't think he'll want to parlay. Ash Grover, how many bigs has he got here? He's got about
16, 15.
16 bigs, yeah, 16 bigs. King 6 off.
Close. Close to shoving.
Close to calling or
14
folding.
bigs, I guess.
That borderline. I just don't like my stack depth for that hand. Like I'd rather be a little more shallower or a little more deeper. If or
Yeah, Ash Grover saying he was really close to calling, but it was borderline call or fold. Nishant Sharma opening from the button king deuce of hearts. Gaurav Sood, very defendable, 3-4 suited, and the flop rolls out 3-4 queen.
Yeah, I wonder if this is one of those situations where we're going to see the raise on the flop. It'd be nice to see some slow play here.
Ooh, this is interesting now. This is Nishant Sharma, who got absolutely no piece of that board, he's now got quite a bit of equity. Gaurav Sood checks. This could go either way. Nishant Sharma could be betting here or checking back. He goes for the bet.
I was thinking there are some turn cards that you can fire again with. I think this is one that I would have probably opted to check back.
And that could be one of the reasons maybe you would have opted to check back. A player like Gaurav Sood is capable of coming in with the check raise there. Tough spot for Nishant Sharma. But he's been in so many tough spots in his poker life that he knows exactly what the most optimal play is right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fairly... You've got to put Gaurav on absolutely nothing to try and play back at this.
Gaurav Sood has been tearing it up, I'm telling you, Sam. He's been... It's a feat that's never been done before. So what Gaurav Sood is actually doing, he's been on the top of the rankings, the poker rankings, the leaderboard, for 23 weeks in a row.
Hey?
Yeah, he's gone Roger Federer on everybody's butt right now. 23 weeks in a row,
23
Sam.
weeks.
23 weeks. I'm not exaggerating. It's 23 weeks, and you know what? He's on track to make it 24. So for those of you who don't know what kind of a season Gaurav Sood's been having, you can see it in his play. He's so sure about his spots. His sizing is so spot on.
5 minutes.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's excellent.
And in this stack lineup, he is right now the chip leader. He's made all the right moves. One thing I would like to say, Sam, in all the sit and goes, we haven't seen an error from anybody. I don't think we've seen a bad play from any of the pros that have been on stream. And the trend just continues. There's a reason why we have the top 30 players in this. So, that being said, we're at the end of the first session of play. Sam, what stood out for you the most from that first session of play?
Well, of course, the rise of Gaurav, of course. And that's, I mean, he must be feeling so comfortable going in when the Chennai Troopers already topping the leaderboard of 78 points. And, you know, looking amongst the favourites to at least lock up the heads up 15 points. Yeah, I think it's just great play all round again. Some unfortunate spots for Kunal Putney. He's a better run of cards would have put him in good stead. But yeah, again, like always, anyone can come back from this, and it's still anyone's game, really.
Yeah, I think it's still anyone's game. Kunal Putney and Ash Grover, very similar stacks. They are the shortest. Ram Kakkar is card dead for so much of play in that first session, but he's preserved his stack. Nishant Sharma picked up some hands early on and then made some moves when he found the spot, and he made the right fold too in that last hand before the break. So he's still hanging around. Shanky's right there. could be anyone's. I still can't call this one. Probably Raj will be here in the second session of play to put you on the spot, Sam.
Okay.
That being said, viewers, we're going to go on a short break. See you guys on the other side of this break.
Just like a movie, just like a storybook, we are the future, we're the ones they won't overlook. It's time to be the hero.
Hi, this is Minissha Lamba and I'm playing from the Go and Nuts. So the thing I realized about poker is everyone knows the game, right? There are very few people out there who don't know the game. The only edge you will end up having over your opponent is keeping calm on a session of adversity. I just enjoy playing tournament poker. It is absolutely great because to also get so many people together, the biggest talented poker players of our country, and for them to play for charity, it is huge. It is something that we are really excited about. I would say play your best game because everyone out there is looking for the new best upcoming talent in poker, and this is a great platform for you to be that person. So play your best and you definitely will be noticed. It is a meritocracy for sure. I think if you ask the best masters of poker, they would still tell you that every day they're learning. So this is that kind of game. It takes one day to learn, possibly a lifetime to master. It's not. This is the first time at the Virtual Poker League and we are going all in for charity.
Hello everyone, I am Gaurav Sood. So basically, the game in itself, it really aligns with the type of person that I am. I really like I'm really competitive, and I really believe in I've not always, but I've developed it kind of in the last few years. I've developed a growth mindset, and that is something that's very important in poker. I really love the intention of this league to basically go all in for charity, and it's a really noble cause. And second, the whole team format in poker is really unique, and it's really unique and a nice experience, because mostly when you're playing poker, it's like about you and yourself and no one else. But in this team scenario, it's basically the camaraderie and the feeling that you have hopes of other people banking on you as well. But mostly I'll be playing the same game and only working harder towards getting my team points. Just be patient and play your own game. Watch me play in the first ever Virtual Poker League. This time I'm going all in for charity.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We have an action-packed game going in front of us with Gaurav Sood leading. This is me, Raj Juneja, joining you as your commentator with Sam Razavi. Sam, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Just been watching this action unfold, and it's the Gaurav Sood show at the moment.
It is, but what do you think about Shashank, aka Shanky's play so far? He's been opening very wide, around 18 hands out of 26 he's played.
Yeah, he's been playing just brilliant poker, obviously, and nothing less expected from Shanky. And yeah, it looks like Gaurav and Shanky really the two really driving the action, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see them heads up by the end of this.
Okay, so is this your pick from this table?
No, I'm not making.
It's a trap.
No, I do fancy Gaurav. Like everyone's a brilliant player here, but taking into account everything, the way he's run so far, the plays he's made, he's really on top form. Add to that the fact that he's with the Chennai Troopers, who are already storming clear on the leaderboard. He's got no reason not to feel confident just driving right through to the end. So yeah, I really fancy Gaurav to make a good stab at taking this down.
I think Kunal Patni's just been making very good folds to his 2 bets and 3 bets.
Yeah, it's just, this is the thing, you should never feel down when you go away from a session. If you can look back and say you played well, even if it meant making lots of good folds.
So Sam, I don't know if you can see, I guess we have Shanky wearing shades, big shades, and you know what we say about shades and winning here.
Yeah, it seems to be the trend, doesn't it? So.
Surprisingly, we have very serious grinders in today. Absolute silence, just zoned into the game. You can just look at them intently looking at the screens.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of banter earlier. I think KP was just a second ago just looking away, I think probably in disgust at the 3 high that he was dealt on the button. But yeah, things are going to unfold now. So
KP was my first candidate when you talked about banter and chatter.
yeah, he does like a bit of banter, does KP.
He was on TikTok during the lockdown and he came up with some theatrical Bollywood releases. And, for a stone cold face investment banker / poker player, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, there's a few things that happened through lockdown and a few of us lost our mind and I wasn't sure if...
The table banter's on.
KP has 10k, bro. Easy, any 2 spot. Good luck, bro.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck. Don't say one time, bro.
What the fuck, man? Why can't we see hands?
Yeah.
Kunal Patni.
GG, Kunal.
GG, bro.
Well, that was Kunal Patni, the first bust out, who was short-handed earlier and had to take a flip. No other way around it. Sam?
Yeah, again, another one of those unavoidable situations, and KP is going to obviously feel bad that he's, hasn't run that well. He's been dealt a couple of coolers that he had to get away from, and back to the Bollywood TikToks for Kunal for now, I think.
What a salt burn, Sam. Even that is banned in India, so yeah, double burn.
Oh wow. Oh, that's a killer.
Unintentional as it may be.
This 9 might give Gareth some traction to eventually win the hand.
He gets down the river. Check call, Sam, perhaps?
I think it's a fairly straightforward value bet here, but given that Shanky's checked all the way down, I think he has to bet the minimum. I think the cheeky one big blind.
The polarized over pot bet.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand that. I don't think I don't think you'll get a call out of a 9 or an 8 there, which is what he's trying to achieve.
So I have this thing, Sam, about overpot bets, and they say bipolar overpot bets. There's a thin line between bipolar overpot bets and schizophrenia. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's that's a good analogy. I think there's a thin line between a thin overpot bet and greed.
The chip leaders dealt pocket rockets and in good position.
Yeah, he's flatted queens earlier. I wonder if he'll get cheeky again, especially as it gets deeper. It would be a nice. There's more likelihood of a free bet move coming out of someone like Shanky, but looks like this is going to be the end of the hand, unless
Decent fold. So the min raise actually represents a much stronger hand. If he wanted more fold equity, he would have raised larger. Sam?
yeah, I mean,
Or he could be consistently raising, min raising with a lot of his hands to mask his actual range.
yeah, I mean, I think they will probably do a good job of balancing their ranges.
Are we allowed to take what?
But yeah, it would have been nice to see. I guess Gaurav knows they've probably seen him flat with the Queen's Pre this time, so if he flats again and they know that information already, he's going to give it away. So,
was there a showdown with the kings when he flattered, Sam?
sorry, yeah, it's the Kings. I was saying Queens, but it's the Kings that he flattered with.
No.
Yeah,
there wasn't
I
a showdown, I guess.
No, I think what happened, it went 8-7 deuce, check, bet, and Arsh floated with the ace-10, and then the turn came a 9 and went check, and Gara bet like a quarter of Arsh's stack, and then Arsh just folded.
Right. So Ram Kakkar has been pretty passive so far.
Yeah. I think if Nishant decides, which I don't think he will, but if he does decide to bet, this is a perfect check shove spot for Ram.
He does have the gutty and the flush draw now.
I mean, funny enough, if he flat calls this as well, I think he's going to win the pot at showdown too, because I don't think Nishant can possibly fire again. But I think the check shove is much better.
Nishant Sharma pouts and lets it go instantly.
Thank you.
And says the nice hand, which actually means something else inside his brain.
Ace tha?
Nahi. 10 jack clubs.
Good hand to jack.
मैं प्री फ्लॉप ही सोच रहा था कि पॉसिबली बट फ्लॉप पे ठीक ही खेलता है.
Nishant trying to get some information out of Ram. He guessed ace high and he was wrong. But that was the only banter. It's just to the point serious poker today, Sam. No theatrics, no gimmicks.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of banter back and forth earlier, but now it's sort of getting to the business end almost. So
that's what happens when you lose your superstar to the 6th position.
Sorry, say that again.
Never mind, that was a good save though. I didn't hear the sneeze.
I managed to quickly mute myself when I.
Oh man, that was a quick reaction, Sam.
So, yeah.
No, I was just saying the superstar's gone in the 6th position. That's why we don't get much chatter.
Yeah, I guess he was actually driving the chatter earlier as well. So
all right,
it's an interesting one. Not a call.
Nishant's going to try and pick up some blinds on the way now as the blinds are going up. So it's 66, 37 blinds, Nishant at 19 blinds, Arsh at 24 blinds, and Ram Kakkar at 28.
I'd like to see Gaurav start opening up from the small and raising to like 3.5K. He's had this trend of flatting.
There is a standard strategy, so as to say, for in the small blind to 3-bet and or fold. That's what is advisable in many sports, right, Sam?
Yeah, I think first option is always to try and, especially if you've got something that isn't great, is to try and take it down pre.
Well, Shashank wouldn't know, but he has the best hand right now.
Gaurav.
Ooh. Did he just make the king high call?
Solid.
Nice hand.
Solid call.
Solid
King
call.
high.
Oh, Sam, you should see Shashank and Shanky right now.
Yeah, I can. He's just there like
the G-Man.
Terminator.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Oh, I was waiting for this to come back.
Okay. The voices. This is a good flop for Ram. Definitely a good check shoving spot.
Wow. We could expect some action here. And don't discount Nishant's equity in this spot as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can see it going in on the turn.
Jam. Knowing Nishant, I'm guessing jam.
Yeah, having said that, you can give Ram credit for a 6. So
yeah, he just called. Oh, Nishant
Wow.
gets there. So it's kind of a disguised flush there, Sam, because it's backdoored.
yeah, and sometimes I even lean towards checking because perhaps Nishant has the random 10 and is going to try and bluff.
You have the shorter
And
end of the
actually-
stick here, literally.
Yeah, I mean, Ram's made a good sized bet, though he doesn't know it, in that he could legitimately get away from this because it's almost impossible that Nishant's bluffing on the end here when he shoves.
He's only jamming with better hands.
Yeah, I mean, he's not raising under the gun with a random 6. He might have Jack 10, but it sort of smells like what it is.
Ram is rubbing his face, leading his head back. He is in a spot and he knows that he's tanked.
Yeah, the only thing he beats is Ace 10 offsuit, King 10 offsuit, Queen 10. Nishant would never raise with as a bluff. He has too much showdown value. I think he might get away from this and he'll be happy that he didn't go for a bigger value bet on the
Oh,
end.
wow. That was a pretty good fold.
Yeah.
So they're having a talk, Sam.
नहीं बताओ अब.
Flush था.
Backdooring. Sharma ji is backdooring his way in.
But 6 कौन fold करता है?
That's what she said.
Mid raise कर दे रहा था शर्मा जी लेवल पे.
Okay. Yeah, Sam. So the banter and talk between Nishant Sharma and Ram Kakkar. And Nishant was pretty straightforward that he had a flush.
It's frustrating because when you find out your opponent's folded a straight, you think, why aren't I against a bad player that will just call? You know.
So Sam, I mean, I don't want to massage anyone's ego here, but in the 4 matches that we've seen, I actually haven't seen any significant bad play. How about you?
Yeah, no, I've seen stuff that I would question only because I think I come from more of a live perspective, but really, stuff that is quite standard these days anyway online. So I don't think we've seen all round solid play throughout the whole series, and actually a great deal of the way players have busted out have literally been a case of either coolers or being on the wrong end of a flip.
Right.
So it's not like someone's gone and he's bluffed off 50 bigs of 7 high or something.
Right.
And when they have tried to bluff off, make a big bluff, it's worked. So yeah.
True. Ram Kakkar with a premium hand on the button. Pocket Kings, the Cowboys. Woohoo!
Yeah!
Howdy, partner.
It's a tough one for Arsh. I just wonder whether he thinks, Ram's isn't that deep to really be able to be raised folding here. So, but
right.
yeah, he's made the move.
Good.
Good luck. Wow.
It is all over on the turn.
Nice man.
Ash Grover.
Nice one.
Losing that hand.
4 BB spin life.
All big
And
blinds.
it just gets worse for him
Running
now.
cold.
He
Oh,
finds the
running
ace of
cold.
the small
this
blind.
is so bad.
I know
Alright,
the
let's
fourth
hear
diamond,
the
Gaurav,
best.
but I
double
know-
time, bro.
Good luck, Ash. Nice good.
I have a pair.
Good.
Oh, Ash hits it.
Hey!
That's nice. We're celebrating.
In the mix. Back in the mix.
All right, you see, the happiness, Sam, is just short of like, oh, I won, back to the game. Boom. It's 9 to 5, let's get back to it. If this was a fun exhibition match and if they were taking it more in a fun way, they'd probably be dancing Gangnam Style or something.
Dancing, yeah, all that would be going on for sure.
I guess that was like, what, 17%? Around 17, 18% that he would hit a 5? Was it, Sam?
Yeah, about 20%, I think. Yeah, something along those lines. He had the straight and the flush working for him as well.
Being that short, you don't have an option. I mean, that's the easiest play in the book here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ram's unfortunate here. I mean, you can get away from it, but he's going to be facing a shove and from Arsh, and he might just be handing back 10k in chips.
If you hadn't seen Usher's hand, Sam, and you were in Ram's position, would you fold?
With the threes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely thought. I just have a real thing about calling off with 2s, 3s, 4s for like 8 bigs. I'd rather free bet pile in and pick up, chips that way.
Right.
You're just never in a great spot.
Or if you're in the button and you have just one player to act in front of you, that would be an ideal place if somebody's limped in or folded to you to jam with small pockets.
Yeah, I'd much rather be jamming for.
Close
There's a train wreck ready to happen.
So you wanted Gaurav Sood to open more, and he has.
Yeah, Shanky's ace queen suited, Nishant with ace king in the big. This is.
I think Shanky is the one who's in a world of trouble right now.
Yeah. However, he might be able to worm his way out of this. He is wearing the shades.
Oh
so,
yeah, them shades.
I can see clearly now. The queen has come. I don't think he likes this, but I don't think
And
he's
this
got
was probably a
choice.
glitch
The players
because I
having
was
a talk.
cut off. I was supposed to be cut off
It's such a
But
monster.
it shows like myself at the button, and that's why you maybe
Just look at the big blind and then.
But big blind and
like-
small blind are the same. I think it's just that button, that thing hasn't.
Sometimes small blinds incorrect as well, but big blinds almost always been correct.
Yeah.
I think.
I paused.
In this stream I watched.
I paused before raising because I thought Shanky is like dealt out or
Good
something.
fold by Shashank.
Because his cards also wasn't showing.
So, Sam, for someone who's been playing
Maybe
so
that's
hyper
because
aggressively,
you were on small bet. Yeah. That's what he thought. I'm assuming.
I mean, I don't know if I can fold that in a six-handed game. I mean, clearly Nishant has to have something to be shoving over and under the gun open in a 3-bet, but solid fold. Now Shanky's going to be getting a bit frustrated here.
so he literally went
I
whoa
think he's
when he got
not
3-bet in
willing
the
to
last hand.
Call off with ace queen of spades. Yeah, I think if he's not willing to call off with ace queen in the last hand, I think on that same logic, he's probably not willing to get all his chips in now with sixes because it's clear rounds not folding. So.
And the 3-bet jam was probably the first time someone stood up to his raise all day today.
Yeah.
Do you have jacks that hand?
No, ace king.
I made a sick fold, man.
What if fold it?
Ace queen
No.
suited.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean, we'll know after 10 minutes, so
Plus having a
I can't really lie.
Yeah.
So,
Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck. Good luck.
I have a straight, bro, somehow.
Whoa.
Nice.
God, it's like.
Nice.
Bro, it's so weird. You don't see the hand till like the audience complete.
I'm tilting, man.
Okay, back to
And
us.
you lose, especially.
Snagging the straight,
What?
Sam, again on the queen.
I'm saying
And he
stop
actually
tilting when you
handicapped Gaurav Sood.
Because come to know right after.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually gonna say if, you know, it's funny how things roll out because if Nishant decides to open the button there, Arsha's just gonna fold, and instead it opened up the opportunity for him to shove. He got called with the ace-10 and then got a bit fortunate to hit a straight. I can see Shanky doing something crazy here, like that.
Just
I
one
think this
time,
is a
bro.
call.
Oh,
Yeah.
flat.
Drawing dead to diamonds.
I've called.
Good call by
Press the
Ashkova.
button, It's delayed here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
you
like
won.
that, he's gone from having 10k.
Nice.
Thank you. I didn't get to see your hand, bro.
He had ace 3. Ace 3.
Alright.
Wow, his past sins have caught up to him of playing loose.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why he'd make the play. It's just unfortunate to run into a hand.
If you look at it statistically,
Man,
he's
our
made a
board
lot of
पे
fancy
fair
plays
ढूंढ रहा था,
today.
he's like straight है, bro.
And he
Yeah.
got caught in one of them.
Yeah, a lot of fancy plays.
Even I don't know how, bro. I realized what the river was.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no
I'm-
doubt.
मैं सोच रहा हूँ एक pair खुल
Lots
जाए.
of those fancy
He's
plays.
like straight है, bro. Yeah, good.
Finally, Sam, we've got some laughter from the players' table and talk.
They're probably relaxing now that Shanky's sort of down to his last 5-6 bigs.
Right. Although his face now is the same cold face killer that he was
Just-
earlier. There were some emotions up and down, tides, and now he's back, zoned in. Ash Grover picking up the chip lead after getting lucky with his 4 hitting a straight, making a great call to Shanky's shove with ace-10 suited.
It's it's great how things turn around in a matter of hands.
Can you do a Justin Timberlake, Sam? What goes around, goes around, goes around, goes...
I don't know. Yeah, Justin Timberlake. Wow, it's been some time.
Better than Bieber.
Oh yeah.
You know that face you made? That's like the Bieber face. That's the reaction people have when they hear Bieber.
Oh. It's not. It's not. You don't even have to finish the syllables when you hear B. I'm like,
Ram trying to get into the play with Jack 9 suited. Let's it
yeah,
go.
nice aggressive play with the Ace-7 offsuit there.
Ram calls the style loose aggressive, Sam, so I guess you're trying to see shades of that here.
Yeah, definitely.
So Sam, I believe you've been updated about the MTT structure. That is the second game in today. Lots of points there. The structure in terms of points is fairly gradual. It's not too lean towards the first three, but still a significant amount of points there which will be added to the tally.
Yeah, the last chance saloon to pick up the points. So yeah, really looking forward to that one later on tonight.
All right, Muflis.
Muffless, I think that's just a fold round, yeah, and Shanky will be happy with that. It definitely wasn't expecting a walk, I don't think.
I think some sour grapes for God of Sooth after losing out to that Queen 4 runner street.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? Because
I don't know what happened. Just stopped
he
moving.
jumps up the points.
Shanky got a walk.
Has the extra 20
Hey.
chips. This is a
At
definite
9-3 off. I think that's
all in, I think. Solid.
I know margin.
Ram is still contemplating. It's one big blind for him more. And he sees it.
Yeah, Ram picking up the best hand, but the worst flush draw. So plenty of cards that Nishant can hit, take the lead.
Sam, what's your process generally when you hit a single color board? Do you want or usually like to be the aggressor, depending on your stack? What's your process?
Yeah, I think at first obviously depends on what cards I have. You know, if I'm holding a big heart, then I probably start trying to get aggressive and represent with it. But yeah, it all really depends on. Definitely depends on stack size, what I'm holding, what I think my opponent's holding. Yeah.
You're seeing more min raising and post flop play, which is good for us, the viewers, and for the game. I like that.
I can see Nishant peeling off one here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think Nishant will be betting here. It's quite clear that ace high is the nuts, really. So I'd like a bet from Gaurav just to protect, so that Nishant doesn't spike a random pair on the end, like
just like that, just like that. Yeah, with an ace high, it would have been a fairly decent bet. Not too big though. Even a 2,000 bet into a 8,200 pot would be fine.
Yeah, and now Nishant can comfortably value bet this. He probably knows he's trying to get called by ace high, so it's a case of balancing it so it doesn't look too value-y, but it also.
5.
Easy fold. I think it was Gaurav Sood who just said 5.
Yeah, and Gaurav he called it 6,000 on the end, 6,400.
Wow. So an expensive hand on the river, considering it was not that strong a hand.
Yeah.
Ash is just hitting and hitting and hitting. Oh my god, he should be booked for domestic violence the way he's been hitting, man.
Yeah, I think small blind, big blind, he should just call this one.
I don't like that. Does he want to play ultra safe with the possible draws and the flush draw and the straight draw?
Yeah, I mean, you just always expect small blind to always lead out for the min as a feeler bet, and unlikely they'll play back at you if you come over the top of the big raise.
Well, Sam, that leads me to an interesting question. Yesterday we had a talk, and I think I'm just gonna go back to that question later. We have a big hand in front of us.
Oh, there we go.
Good jam, and he takes it down. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Ash Grover just says easy, smiles cheekily, and gets to the hand. Yeah, Sam, so what I was asking you was, we've talked about this. There has to be a balancing act when you have a mate hand and the possibility of not fast playing it and getting more value down the streets. So how do you process it in terms of, should I bet big for value? Should I check it down? Should I check raise? When you have made a good monster hand?
Yeah, firstly, it depends on. For me, usually it's the kind of player I'm playing against, and I'll. Oh wow!
Oh wow! We have an all in.
Let's see what happens here. Oh, and 7-4s
on 4 pair.
So Shanky doubles up. Yeah, I think start. I usually start with the player I'm playing against, and I decide how.
The players are having a chat about that. Want some giggles? They just giggle a bit, and it's like, what was it? Cartoon characters, and just go like, hey, and then like, yeah.
Who's that?
Bert and Ernie, was it?
Oh, Bert and Ernie. That's from Sesame Street, isn't it?
No, that's.
Or is it the two that sit in the theatre and laugh at? No, I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, the giggles and back to the game.
Yeah. Ram was quite unfortunate there, to be honest. Looking at his hand, he had 2 overs, the gut shot, and just couldn't spike.
Right. It's like, the torn jeans that teenagers and millennials wear, so many loops and holes, but still couldn't get it. There's more skin.
Absolutely.
So Shanky's back in it because now he has a larger stack than Ram Kakkar.
Yeah, he's back on. Look at this. However,
min raise.
I think he's going to go for the shove again. It'll be quite nice to. It looks like he's just sort of.
Yeah, he has a loose image now, and people have been calling him. He was called off at the ace-3 last time, caught red-handed, red-faced.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that someone hasn't got a slightly stronger hand than ace-3 to call from the fear. He'd love a third big hand here, and I think he'd do the same thing.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, Ram with the same hand is definitely going to shove here. I think.
And I think Ashkover might find the call. No,
Easy
he just lets it
fold,
go
I think.
because he has Gorsuth on his left.
It's just, again, it's the deuces. He's got nice stack there. Just no need to put those chips at risk.
Very true, but this hand is a little different.
This, if Arsh opens this, I do think Shashank is going to shove this in for sure.
And he would still have a 48-50 chance, Shanky, in the spot with 2 overcards.
Yeah, I mean, when I say open, that's if he opens for the minimum. Having said that, oh yeah, it's a fairly easy fold.
I was gonna jam.
Shashank's talking. We'll listen to him.
We opened.
So in case we
You
miss
had
it,
like
Sam.
threes or deuces? No?
So Sam,
I had a good hand, but can't call.
Shashank literally said, "I was gonna jam if you weren't."
Yeah, he really. I think he was. Yeah, it's such a pretty looking hand.
And there is some unsaid pressure on Shashank Jain from the team's perspective, Sam, because we should remember Delhi isn't faring very well in terms of the leaderboard at the moment.
That's right. Yeah, they're in 5th place with 15 points. So yeah, Shanky definitely wanting to pick up some points going into that last match before the final tomorrow.
Nishant just sweeps up the blinds.
It'll be sad there. Shashank and Ram, the two that have legitimate shoving stacks, and they just go fold fold. He's got ace 10 in the big. This could be a shove. Shove or a fold. Either is okay.
He's going for it.
I wouldn't call threes, but I think Nishant. I guess he plays from a more GTO perspective, and if that includes calling 8 bigs with threes from the small, then I guess he's going to call it.
Sam, at what hand would you play?
think
Have an
he's
ISO play
his
for Harsh
webcam
in this
goes
spot?
to-
Yeah.
I think given how big the raise is, I don't think there's any need to isolate, because if you call 16k and then Arsh jams on you,
7-eye,
you're
bro.
Yeah.
probably in really
You take
bad
this
shape.
one, I take
Yeah, so Arsh would only be calling with better hands.
Yeah, I mean, there's the danger you flat the ace jack and then Arsh piles in with ace 10 suited and you fold. But
Sharma ji, what happened, bro?
Arsh and Sharma having a.
Did you have a decent hand?
Oh. I'm
You
still
got
stuck.
disconnected, bro.
I have the same hand. I don't know.
No, you
I have
need
pull.
to like refresh your table or just open the link again, maybe. I like that.
So I don't know if it was Arsh was trying to get information out of Nishant, and Nishant's
That's
like,
good.
"Oh, my screen's stuck." So maybe he's saying the truth.
I don't know what
but what I
asked
learned
him.
was this is a great excuse, so I'm going to use it next time. He might
So
be
what do
telling
you
the
think of
truth.
this?
He is probably telling the truth, but I just I can't use this as a. Hey, my screen just froze. All right. Shanky making the obvious fold. So, oh, by the way, Sam, this did happen to me. So in India, I was playing the Super Sunday, and I was streaming for like 9 hours. And when we were 3-way, my system, this baby right here, by the way, froze on me 3-way. And I was streaming on a final table.
oh god.
Yeah, and I shipped it.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
So you know the thing about shades and everything. So with me, it's like my system needs to crash once sometime.
And then that's the sign.
Yeah, that's a sign, and it happened on Super
Going all
Tuesday
the
as well.
Really, yeah?
Yeah, Super Tuesday, same thing, but not the final table,
Wow.
but a little before.
Wow. I need my laptop to crash a few times. No wonder. The only time it's crashed in my years of playing poker is when I've thrown it against the wall. So
That was my guess. So whenever I get that inkling, I just remember how much it costs,
Lose 4.
and I equate the buy-in of the tournament to the laptop. I'm like, don't be an idiot.
नहीं bro सही है.
been through many laptops. I'm sad to say. Oh, frustrating. If he's not shoving the ace-9, I don't know why he'd be shoving the ace-3.
I think Ash can
Slightly
find the
less
fold here.
bigs. Yeah, I think this is a frustration fold.
Not loving it, bro.
Might just think I've had it.
He
Yeah,
did
you might think
fold.
I've had enough of this guy. And
What?
get it in.
Whoa, that's a chop. Oh my god.
Same
I think
hand,
it's. I think the
yay.
call's okay. 6
The
bigs,
players are going to
like-
have a talk about this. Let's hear him in.
6 bigs, bro. How do I fold it?
6.5.
We're not counting 0.5s in this. Bro. 6 only.
So back to us. Ash does not want to give
Maybe
credit to
Ramshaw would
Shashank
have
for
folded
his
for 6
hand.
bigs.
Yeah, I mean.
What?
6 bigs you can be shoving with work.
Ramshaw would have folded for 6 bigs,
Annoying.
right?
But sometimes you have to
If
make a stand.
then he'd be. No, but then he'd be button, right?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not then. From my position, you would.
Yeah, probably. Get closer. Versus you, I can't. can't ponder on it. Have to run it. Sharmaji picking up heat, running hot.
So it seems that Ash Grover is the chatty Cathy of this table. Well, I see serious trust issues now with between Shashank Jain and Ash Grover. Ash was like ace 3, like, yeah, he could have had a better ace, but he's like, not loving it, but I'm going to call you on that, bro. And there was some transfer information, I think 5, 6, 7 hands
Yeah.
before. Ash had shoved.
No lose 4.
And Shashank had said, "Oh, I was planning a jam with Jack 10 suited." So there would be some kind of information there that Ash would get that he'll be jamming with worse hands, not just an ace X.
Yeah, absolutely. Although the situation is slightly different because it would mean Ash opening the button, which you don't have to give him credit for, as opposed to the ace-3, which was an open shove with no action in front. This is on the cusp of a shove. I think I lean towards making it 6,000. Or that.
Sharmaji ka beta putting full pressure on his opponent. And it's not that that Ash is small stack.
Did you refresh your page? Like, I'm stuck on.
Yeah, well, that's the
my
thing.
screen, like, I can't see it.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
shut the
22
window
and a
and
half bigs
open the
effective,
link
isn't it?
again.
So,
Chala.
23
5x
bigs
5x
nearly.
speed pe chala.
Yeah.
4.
I think it's fine.
Sam, what do you think of that shove with the a7 suited? Granted that Ash is not a small stack. In relative terms, he's actually got a decent stack to Nishant's.
Almost double up.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of
1.5
those
X.
A7
Yeah.
suited from the
1.5
small blind. You're
probably.
probably not folding. I think it's quite standard these days. 22, 23 bigs is on the higher end, but especially with these players chasing the points, Ash
Alright,
really
we're
needs a hand
flipping.
to call, and We've lost Shanky.
Oh, Delhi's ours.
GG Shashank.
GG.
GG, guys. Good luck.
Cheers, bro.
Shashank signs off from the stream. Shashank Jain busts out. Delhi's ours have their bust out. At least they got some points though, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, 3K.
It's a consolation prize, but a prize nonetheless.
Whatever happens here, Delhi are going to be bottom of the table after this.
And whether it beat this or the IPL, Delhi can't catch a break in leagues.
It'll come around.
So Ram has been awfully silent on the stream and on the table. He's staying alive, staying alive.
You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman man, I don't have to talk. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, he's been dealt really, really bad cards all day. It must be frustrating, but you know, thumbs up to him for navigating through the swamp. This is the hand. In we go. It's going to pick up the blinds here.
Yeah. So we're getting some predictions in the chat for the top two players. People are vouching for Nishant and Arsh. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're just looking at the chips right now, it's kind of obvious. But I think I still want to wait for Gaurav Sood to come up with something. It would be nice.
Yeah,
to see.
that's what I was going to say. I think Ram. I'd like to be on Ram's side. I think the deck isn't on his side, so I think it's very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
So I put some money on Gaurav staging a comeback.
Right.
I saw the look on your face, like you really want to
It's
fall.
an easy
but
shot.
you're really not.
Ash is having a
You have to fall.
कॉल ही है वैसे वो but
हाँ पर वो कॉल ही है तो कॉल करो ब्रो बाद में एमटीडी भी खेलना है
क्या है
बाद में एमटीडी भी खेलना है
5 bigs with the ace 5.
खत्म करते हैं जल्दी
This is 10
Good luck,
bigs,
Gaurav.
King Jack suit.
Good luck, good luck.
Good luck, guys.
And yeah, I suspect
So
he
there's
might
in
go.
for his, and he holds.
This one's you,
There we
bro.
go.
He holds. He
Yes.
gets his money back from Ash Grover. It was just loaned. He was like,
Can't win 'em all.
not on my watch, not today, not again.
Yeah, I probably would have reluctantly folded that hand. But Ram now in, and Nishant's definitely going to reship this here.
He does.
Just one time, bro.
No.
Chalo.
Fortune needed.
Rab Kakkar has asked for his
Good luck,
one
good
time,
luck.
and let's see what happens.
King of clubs one time. Yeah.
And बता दो हमें हम sweat तो कर
King
पाएंगे.
7,
ace
King
queen.
7. GG guys, good luck.
Ram is out.
GG.
Pop up.
Thumbs up.
GG.
Yeah, legitimate jam there.
We are
King
approaching
7
the fourth
suited.
quarter, boys.
Three-way.
Legitimate. Yeah. I mean.
The three boys are not. I expect them to talk, Sam, but I'll tune you in when they do.
Okay.
But I think the gameplay is gonna
But
increase.
above it's
Speed.
written above it's written
I
next
think-
level after
yeah, I
13
think given-
18 minutes अरे ब्रेक होगा ना बीच में
That's because break.
okay
So we have like 10 minutes if we make it till then. If I make it.
Yes, I was saying the hands are going to be dealt much more quickly now, so I actually expect them to just tune in soon. Zone in and focus on the hand.
Yeah, for sure. expect this to be bumped up to about 8,000. Or 48,000.
Yeah, you missed the 4. It's okay. Just a single digit here and there. So what I like about Harsh is in the beginning he was playing fairly tight aggressive, but he isn't afraid to switch gears and making some good calls as well against Shanky.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good call with the ace-3. Fairly standard 3k and fold probably here. Oh, trying to trap, I guess. I can't see Gaurav doing anything but maybe trying to fire one bullet and then give up on the turn.
He has no overcards, he has no draws, he's just dead in the water.
Yeah, if I'm going to bluff at this, I'll probably check it all the way to the river and then try to get a bet in there. I don't want to have to commit 2 bets when my opponent can easily have draws, so I'd probably check the turn.
He takes
and
a
then
big
try and
stab
bluff
at
the
it.
river.
Pretending to have the 5, he could be having the 5 if it was the big blind, so he has a very wide range in terms of the cards he could be holding.
Yeah, I think once he gets called, unless a spade comes, I think he won't bluff again. I think he might have had, be more tempted to bluff if he hit a spade.
I think this is going to just check down. But sometimes you just get the...
I think it
processing.
makes sense.
Do you
Just to
think
check.
Asha's poised for a quick check call? Oh, he sizes
Snap.
it up. Snap? You think so? No. He's gone into his Ash mode look, the one he has on the poster, like where he smells something that's burnt.
I think he's going to
He
sniff this
smells
one out.
something
though.
burnt.
It's like, hang on a second. That don't smell good to me.
Oh,
I'm
he
gonna
called!
call. I'm
Amazing!
gonna call
Oh,
it.
world class! Damn.
When you get the Grover, you don't bluff the Grover. I'm gonna call your ass.
I was like, I got.
Players having a talk?
My overall range would be too
Yeah.
weak. Anyways.
But a very good call, Sam.
Yep, and this is another all-in a call for sure here.
Okay, nice.
Gaurav needs the overcard. He's pinged straight away.
King.
Gaurav hits it.
King 10.
The overcards. There's some special love with the King 10. People love that. And
It's just the nuts. I was gonna say, is Dirty still lurking? Surely he must be going crazy now.
yeah,
Nuts.
Dirty's here.
Yeah.
I can see him in the
Must be
chat.
there, just-
Top attitudes by the players also. Good to see. Sign of Dirty.
Three-way.
Yeah.
ICA VV or Chippy VV, bro.
I see him already.
Even chop.
I see him already.
So I guess Asha's nickname is Cuz. I know he does love his NBA. The basketball. He and Goindi stay up late nights.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, not together. I mean, just watching.
Just watching. Even
Oh.
worse. Oh yeah.
One big.
Okay.
Probably piles this in if he. Yeah. Trickery. I don't see Gaurav falling for this. I'm guessing he'll just check.
Check's fine. Yeah, lead out wouldn't have been too bad from Arshan. That's what he does. Yeah, you have a significant advantage in such hands with an ace in your.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow. What a gift.
Yeah, improving on the turn.
Would you have
And that's
floated with that in Gaurav shoes? Not really, no?
No, I don't think so. I might float with other cards. I suppose the Jack of Hearts was part of his thinking, but he has got really fortunate because the 6 was no good, so he was literally drawing to 3 outs. On other textures, I might continue with ace high here from the small blind.
Break now.
Well,
Not here. I was like, I really want to peel one more.
Yeah.
Really do. But I had like no equity whatsoever in this thing.
what did I tell you about hitting and Ash Grover?
This is probably a legitimate float spot for Nishant. You can pick up a 7 or anything that probably going to be the end of it.
Too many holes for Nishant to continue there.
Yeah, he might get fruity and try. Yeah, it's the end of that.
So the levels, the stacks are not too far apart from each other. They're not too skewed.
96 or 72 which was
Yeah, it's very evenly matched. I wonder if Nishant goes for the shove here or just a raise.
He does. Maximum pressure.
Yeah, and Gaurav is going to get out of the way pretty quickly.
Sharmaji went very serious.
As
soon as he
my team wants points, bro. We are at the bottom right.
You're getting there, bro.
Yeah.
There's a good healthy talk happening between
what's third place?
the two players.
Third, second, first. You guys know?
I don't know exactly.
I told you, King 10, there's something about it. There's something about Mary, and there's something about King 10.
And Nishant actually has picked up queens back to back. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes, I did. I
3K, 6K.
Sharma ji ka beta is on a heater.
950, 27, something like that.
Puts it down. So if he were the last SNG, Sam, this would probably get called off with the King 10.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dive straight in there. Hey, let's go.
Pocket 5 takes it down. We're seeing a glacial move of chips from one stack to another, which kind of has to say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if you just get one hand, marginal pockets, and overcards, and you get big pot.
That's often what's happened. We've seen in these sit and goes. This is monster for Nishant. And Gaurav's got too much of a piece of this to really fold.
Nut flush draw plus the overcard for Nishant Sharma, gutty for Arsh, and min pair for Gaurav Sood.
They've actually both got the 6. So.
Oh yeah, and the 6. I missed that one. Yeah.
Gaurav is actually quite crushed here. The 7 of diamonds would be a disaster.
Do you see Nishant Sharma betting out if he gets checked too? Most definitely.
Yeah, 100%. He won't be letting. Although, wow, Arsh has very little chance of winning this hand. I don't think Gaurav will fold here. It's interesting.
Well, here's the. Whoa, okay.
Nishant, probably a flat is optimal, I guess.
Given his sack size, he could call this one off easily.
He could also pile in, yeah, for sure. And the
Right.
King 7 gets there.
Wow. Harsh,
it's
Harsh hasn't changed his expression. He's just got that stone cold look.
Oh, that's
checks it. He's gonna let other people hang himself. Gaurav has the true pair. Let us not forget that. But it is a wet board, so he seeks advice to just check down. I guess a check
Yeah.
from Nishant as well.
Maybe. I think Nishant has realised he doesn't have the best hand. So he might make the mistake of going really heavy here.
Yeah.
He might even
Oh,
pile in.
no.
Yeah.
What a
I was gonna
gift.
say, he might even
He
shovel
suckered him in.
Yeah, and if you're Arsh, though,
Although
got
he's
to think-
contemplating a higher straight as well, it's a possibility. But
Yeah.
granting the action, that's not
I
likely.
think you can't fold.
Good
yeah.
Good fold by Gaurav Sood.
Cheers, bro. Like that.
Getting suckered in, it was like... Alright, that
Yeah.
was the break. And in the break, we get Nishant Sharma losing out to a massive, massive hand. Getting suckered in by Arsh. Arsh makes a float on the turn, hits it on the river. Amazing. So what do you reckon? How was the gameplay, Sam?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I could see when Nishant was coming with his big overbet bluff on the end, because it really didn't. It was clear he didn't have the best hand, but he certainly could have got away with it. And yeah, I guess that's left Arsh.
When I see this quality of play, I just want to be Russell Crowe and ask my viewers, are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Is this what you want? All right. Okay, we're going to wrap up this session, and I'm going to see you after the break.
Hello everybody, I'm Sriram Chakravarti Sridhar, and today we'll showcase some great moments from day 2 of season 2 of the Poker Sports League. The battle between Sid Karia of the Goan Nuts and Bobby Jang of the Chennai Talaivas was definitely one to watch on day 2. In this particular hand, we got Sid Karia going up against Zhang. Sid has opened the action from the cutoff, Zhang defending his big blind. Let's see what we got. It's late in day 2 of the Poker Sports League Season 2 and 4 players remain. 2 players from the Bengaluru Warriors, 1 from the Goan Nuts and 1 from the Chennai Talaivas. Under the gun in this particular hand is Sandeep Thakral of the Warriors. He wakes up to Queen 6 off and let's go. To his immediate left is Sid Karia. He's got Ace 8 of diamonds and he makes the raise, bumps it up to 12,000. The blinds are at 3,000, 6,000 respectively. The other player from the Bengaluru Warriors, Bandi Bhargav, let's go from the small blind. In the big blind though is Bobby Zhang of the Talaivas, and we know Bobby always loves to see a flop. Bobby makes the call and we're off to the flop. The flop is 3-3 deuce. Sid Karia electing not to fire a bet, both players checking that. The turn, an ace of spades, gives Sid Karia now top pair. Sid decides to play tricky and he checks back behind Bobby. The river, an 8 of spades, which means Bobby gets there with a nut flush. Sid improves to 2 pair, but little does he know what Bobby's got in store. Bobby decides to go all in. And a snap call from Sid Karia, only to realize Bobby had him on that river. Another great hand from season 2 of the Poker Sports League. A huge pot at a huge moment in day 2 of the Poker Sports League Season 2. Sid Karia, after being the initial aggressor, checking and laying the trap for Bobby Zhang, only for Zhang to get stronger and stronger on each card. By the end of the river, Bobby Zhang had the nuts, and a huge overbet from him was called down by Karia, and that forms another great moment from Day 2 of Poker Sports League Season 2. Stay tuned into this space to see more great action from Season 2 of the Poker Sports League.
Hello everyone, I'm Nikita Luther. You know, poker is a very individual sport, and this is one of the very few concepts in poker that makes it a team sport, and it is very rewarding. And as an individual sport, poker is not as rewarding, and there is no greater feeling than, you know, having a team to play for and the excitement of it, and you must go for it and give it your best shot. Watch me play in the first ever virtual poker league. This time, I'm going all in for charity.
You can say whatever you want to say in whichever voice. Right, welcome back to the action. Oh, what a session of play we had there. Losing half the field in that second session, down to 3 players in this final sit and go. Nishant Sharma severely shot. Arsh Grover and Gaurav Sood, the other two. Arsh Grover is the chip leader, and with me in the booth, Sam Razavi.
Please, Hercules, get your ass in there. Get that 9,000 chips in there. I'm a donkey, that's right. I'm a donkey. I've been watching this game, and I've been thinking, I'm not a professional poker player. I'm a donkey, that's all I am. I don't know how to play. I'm not a player. So, Nishant, unfortunately, in a situation, he's got to get it in 3 bigs. He's actually crushing the deuce 3.
It's so sick that firstly that he's picked up 9 deuce of clubs. Secondly, Arsh Grover has got a call off because it's just hardly anything in the pot. He's got deuce 3 off Arsh Grover. So Nishant Sharma stays alive. And these two players, Sam, Gaurav Sood, we mentioned before, has been on a tear for 23 weeks now. Arsh Grover is in second in terms of all-time earnings for this particular year. These two guys are 1 and 2, Gaurav Sood and Arsh Grover. And Nishant Sharma, we know before, he's somebody who's done it at the highest level, ran deep in the biggest tournament in the world, in the WSOP.
He finished, he cashed for like 230k in the 2018 main. Yeah, he's it's going to be hard to topple any of these guys. And if Nishant finds another double, bam, he's right back in it.
Right, Nishant Sharma has actually left our screens. He's got pocket 7s. He better come back quickly. Here we go. He's back in his seat. He looks at pocket 7s. Arsh Grover is basically going to be jamming pretty wide. Jams. 7s call off. Ace 7. 3 for a chop. Ooh, no chop. Let's go. No 3. Sam, you didn't will it. I guess that's why the 3 didn't come. Nishant Sharma stays alive. Somebody you don't want to leave even a single big blind. Somebody you don't want to see on your table for too long. And he's laddered back up, and Sood is now the shortest stack.
Yeah, and just like that, Nishant was looking like he was going to be gone, and bam, he's straight back up there.
Ace 8 off. He's going to open this one. Arsh Grover.
I think he's going to.
Yeah,
there's been aggression with these small pairs.
Yeah, he can rip this off. Oh, Nishant Sharma with the call off. Snap call off, and he gets there again. Another double up for Nishant Sharma. Here we go, Sam. Here we go.
Into the chip lead as well. So.
Let's go. It's been going all different ways. Sood was in the chip lead for a long time in that first session. Oh, here we go.
Wow. That's
Tricky tricks in, trappy traps in, Gaurav Sood. Let's see if Nishant Sharma finds a check behind here.
I think he's just going to go for the momentum and just pile in. I can't. That was a inspired fold by Arsh picking up the ace high.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Now, and it's very difficult for Nishant Sharma to get away from this, I feel.
Yeah, I mean Gaurav's got what 7 bigs behind. 8 bigs behind. I don't see how.
Here we go. He makes the call, and stack to pot ratio just over 1:1.
Probably going to shove here, I guess. I know it's over pot, but there's 2 flush draws, a straight draw. Wow.
Wow.
This is tricky.
Very tricky. Very tricky. The trap's been set. Wow, what a check back by Nishant Sharma. I absolutely love it. But I really don't know how Nishant Sharma is not going to be calling off here. Be an incredible fold if he makes it.
I think he'll find the fold.
Yeah, with the 4 of spade rolling off on that.
Gaurav's just played it very tricky. He must know what it looks like when he bets the minimum, checks. He gets called, then he checks the turn, and then when he piles in, which I guess is, he may even go for a small value bet, but I think going for the overbet shove, and for me, I'd be very suspicious. I'd be tempted to call, but I think the radar's off, so...
Yeah, this is right now the spot, right? He's got 70,000 in chips. He has to call off 20,000, which is just under a third of his stack. Arsh Grover is sitting with 50,000, which is 20,000 less than this call from Nishant Sharma.
Yeah, and Nishant's invested 2 big blinds into this pot, so he can just get away from it.
I've got him on the feed and he just smells something wrong here, Nishant Sharma, but he's made the call. Wow, that's that's a brutal spot, Sam. It's just one of those spots where, he would have been calling off, and great job by God of Sood to actually check back on that turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how he got paid off. He's, confused Nishant with that play.
And after that hand, all 3 stacks even again.
Virtually even, yeah. There's no reason to be floating with this here.
Right, he makes the fold. God of Sood going with a continuation of a 5th of the pot, getting the job done. 5-8 off for Nishant, who's on the button. Let's go. Ace-9 off for Arsh Grover. He's got 15 bigs. Sood has him covered.
So this will be a shove.
There we go. Piles it in. Sood has to let go with Jack-3 off. Absolutely nothing in this. Sam, can I put you in the spot now? Who do you think is going to take this down?
I'm going to go with Gaurav Sood. A lot of things have been in his favour, and Chennai Troopers are on top, and I think, I think based on all of that, that's who I'm going to go with.
All right. Fair. I'm still not picking. I don't want to pick. Just don't want to bring the curse upon any of these guys. I did have a talk with a friend of mine in the morning before the sit and go started, and I had a pick. I'm not going to reveal who that pick was. I just played close to the chest.
I mean, I would like Nishant to win, considering Mumbai, Mumbai need points as well.
Right. It would make things a lot more interesting if Mumbai was to actually pull this off. And for the nuts too, they're actually, I believe, in,
going nuts.
They're in 4th, and it would catapult them a few places up for sure if Arsh can find the win. And if Chennai wins, of course, they're going to extend their lead.
Yeah, but if Go Nuts actually wins this, they actually go up into second place above the deck and aces.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot to play for. No one will be able to topple Chennai Troopers regardless of the result here. All in.
6-10 suited, can't really call off.
Only on a Sunday. Only on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, yeah, after probably a keg of some really strong brew.
Keg of something.
Nishant Sharma is one of those players who's so solid. I think even after a keg, he'd be making the most optimal decision.
Yeah. Oh wow, I thought this was going to be a fold walk.
Gaurav Sood on the button, giving somebody a walk three-handed. I think it's
true.
Let's see. Here we go.
Oh,
here we go.
The money's going in.
The money's going in. Oh, he's.
Yeah.
Wow. It's just. It's no way you can't call off with ace-8 off if you're Harsh Grover.
Yeah. Is it going to be?
Oh, so sick. It's always coming 7, they say, in this part of the world, and 7 it was. Nishant Sharma must be so gutted. Got a feel for him. Pocket queens cracked by Harsh Grover's ace-8 off. And here, wow. Oof.
That's a killer.
You didn't even call for a 7, did you, Sam?
No, I could sort of smell it coming after the turn.
But that's the thing with the 7, it's always coming 7, like we say back here, and somehow it's always coming 7. I don't know what it is with the 7, man. When you need a 7, it's always coming 7.
So 7 sins, 7 deadly sins.
Oof, my God, it's so close for Nishant Sharma. He would have been in such a great spot had he won that. And
yeah, that was virtually for stacks. Arsh would have still been in, but crippled to a couple of bigs, and that would have been a real morale boost for the anchors if they'd been able to follow that through to victory as well.
Right, still can't catch a break, the Delhi Stars and the Mumbai anchors. But that being said, the anchors picking up points for third place. Here we go, stacks even. The top 2 players in the country right now in terms of earnings going at it. Harsh Grover for Goa and Gaurav Sood for Chennai.
And if there's action on the flop here, which there will be, this could legitimately...
Wow,
this could...
This is such an action-filled flop.
Arsh with the nuts. A 6 is going to be disaster. $18,000 would be a decent sized raise here.
There we go, he just makes the call, and that queen was a card that Harsh Grover didn't want to see on that river. He's probably going to kill the action. Here we go, goes check. Harsh Grover takes it down. I believe he'll have the chip lead, marginal chip lead after that hand, and that was a really interesting board. Sam could have got the money in.
Yeah, that could have really got expensive early on. Could have been playing for stacks there. Oh, wow.
Ooh. It's you again, Sam. I'm telling you, it's you.
But you know it's going to counterfeit the 9 on the end. It's going to come turn 7, river 9 for the heartache. Gaurav, if he raises here, this is going to be a disaster for him, really.
There comes the raise.
Click back, 22,000, or do you think he's going to flat or pile?
These guys have been playing. Wow, my God! This I have no idea how Gaurav's going to get away from this, unless it's always coming 8.
I think there might be some.
There have been some sick folds on this table, Sam. We've seen some sick folds in session 1 and session 2. It's a spot where if Gaurav finds the fold here, come on, no way, don't tell me.
I don't think he will.
No
I think
chance. There's no way this money's not going in right now.
Well, I think Arsh has no reason to raise here, and Gaurav's probably putting Arsh on a 9.
It's always coming 7.
I was about to say, you said it's always coming 7. And so Gaurav might go for the polarizing all-in, hoping to get called. I think he's got Arsh specifically on a 9, so he's not going to risk checking for a check back. So I think he's going to go for some value.
Right.
And he's going to be sick. 18, 19,000, and then he's going to feel sick when he gets piled in.
I think here we go. It's time to bring out the bath bag for Gaurav Sood. Oh, he's gone for it all. And that's that.
That's it. Game over.
That's it. Game over. Arsh Grover comes out of the most stacked lineup in the sit and go. He takes down Gaurav Sood in that heads-up battle.
GG, thank you, you too.
Wow.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was so crazy. And I remember when I left the booth at the end of the first session, Arsh Grover was one of the shortest stacks. How did he turn this around, Sam?
I mean, there's a little bit of good fortune there. If you take a look at the Queen's all in against the Ace-8, he spiked the 7 on the end, and then obviously this massive cooler here where he's turned a full house heads up, and his opponent's got the king. So yeah, I mean, not taking away from the play, because all 6 players played fantastically, and there was a bit of fortune there, but again, you can't control the way the cards come, and the play would still be the same. So
right. And like we've been saying all along in our streams, we've not seen bad play from anybody. It's been top. Everybody's been on top of their games. Arsh Grover, with this victory, is going to catapult the Goan Nuts a few places above in the leaderboard. And Gaurav Sood coming second keeps, I think, Chennai still in the top spot. It's all to play for going into this MTT, which we have coming up for you guys in a bit.
yeah, that's going to be exciting. I think on a quick rough look, I think Chennai have about 93 points, about 30 ahead of the Goan Nuts.
Right.
And it's going to be really interesting to see what the final result ends up tonight, going into the in terms of point standing going into the final tomorrow. Right.
So that being said, if you've just tuned in, we've just finished the last sit and go that we have, the 5th match of event 1 of this VPL. Arsh Grover of the Nuts taking down Gaurav Sood of the Troopers in what ended up to be a sick cooler for Gaurav Sood in the end. Great play from all 6 players in this sit and go. With me is Sam Razavi, and Sam, I'm sure you'll be back for the MTT. So till then, guys, signing off from the booth. Take care.